What is going on, everybody? It is episode 229 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. I am here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. Welcome back to another Casual Friday episode. We are elated to tell you that the main guest host himself is back.
This is where you introduce yourself, guest host.
Hello, everyone.
Main guest host, I mean.
Main guest host.
Dane Font here. Marketing man extraordinaire and the patron saint of White Boy Summer.
That you are. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I came down with listening to Machine Gun Kelly covering Aerials, and that really got me out for a couple weeks.
You were like, I can't take any of this Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
It's weird because he started as a rapper, so I wouldn't expect him to be that great of a singer.
He's like, what he's doing with the cover, he's just looking down. He's so bad at it. He's just looking down, and he looks like he's disappointed in himself. As he's singing, he's like, Aerials, I'm emo.
Megan Fox really broke him as a man, didn't she?
It's pretty incredible. Like, she has options.
Yeah,
And
it's weird. Like,
and yet.
Same thing with Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. I just
Right.
never understood it, other than wanting a purse puppy.
Yep.
Weird that we already got on that note.
Well, a lot of people hate it when we talk about the Kardashians, but don't worry, guys. We're not going to be talking about the Kardashians today. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We are going to talk about the audiences and their take, at least the Thursday night audience's take on Black Adam and how that spans the spectrum compared to critics, which is they see things very differently. After that, we are going to talk about free speech advocate J.K. Rowling. Rowling? I always get that one mixed up. Does anybody remember? Is it Rowling or Rowling?
I don't remember.
I always say Rowling.
So do I. But
I don't really care if it's correct or not.
I think it's the opposite of what we say, but this is America.
Yeah.
Hypocrites don't get correct pronunciations of their last names.
Fair enough. We're going to talk about free speech advocate J.K. Rowling, whatever, and her
Let's call her Susie.
Her bizarre encouragement of the depersoning of a certain man named Alex Jones.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Before. So we're going to talk about that, and then we are going to talk about the Dark Knight being banned in Hong Kong, which is very interesting in kind of how that rolls into some other stuff that we were reading earlier about
ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok.
Yes. So we got that, and then after that, guys, we do not have Podluck today. We have something else in mind. We are going to be doing Meme Review.
Meme Review.
Thank you.
The very first on Pop Culture Crisis.
Yes.
I'm excited because I haven't looked at these memes yet. I want it to be a fresh reaction.
If you guys
I'm almost a little bit scared that you guys went too far.
If you guys have last minute memes, you can submit them over at the subreddit right now.
Yes, you still have time. Post your memes, post your clips, or whatever.
Yep. So we got all that. We got Meme Review. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Mary, are we ready to get going?
Beyond ready.
Oh, but actually, before we do that, we have shilling to do. Shill.
We do.
Shill.
Use our referral link in the description of this video to get 35% off of a Daily Wire Plus membership or $12 off of a Jeremy's Razors Founders Kit to help us earn points in his competition for $250,000 in cash prize.
Oh, there's a super chat.
Thank you. I've seen an update on how many points we've earned, and I'm actually impressed.
All right. So we got that. We got a bunch of other stuff. So now I will ask you again, Mary, are we ready?
We're ready.
Dane, are we ready?
Only if you promise me the time of our lives.
It's going to be the time of our lives.
Okay, well, yeah.
Won't hurt.
Don't disappoint.
So it says, Black Adam audience score destroys Rotten Tomatoes critics. I've seen every opinion running the gamut on this, some people saying that's to be expected because they figure anything the critics hate audiences will like. Some people are just, they think the critics are a bit stuck up. For me personally, we did review Black Adam earlier. It's going up on timcast.com. But we can talk about it here because we actually had very different takes. Me, you, Wesley, and everyone. Mary, what did you think? Give people your general thoughts on the movie.
I hated every second of watching this movie. At the beginning, I was almost a little bit hopeful that the pacing would be good, and then it just disappointed me. And I hate that because I want to be part of the club. I want to get the thing. I want to like the thing that everyone seems to like. And I want to be a part of this massive like audience score rating. I want to like the thing that's popular right now, and I just can't do it. Like, and I knew after finishing it that you would like it, Brett, because it's just like good fun.
Yes.
As you said, even if it's not a good movie, you can find something to like about it, and I appreciate that about you, but like I'm not able to do the same thing.
It is objectively not a good movie, but it is a fun movie in my humble opinion.
I find the audience score for Black Adam black-pilling because
Why is it not good?
I mean, there was just so many things that they introduced and didn't follow up on. Like, there's a theme of like the ethics of a superhero's code, and the fact that Black Adam is an anti-hero and he believes that killing is the right thing to do. They introduce these questions and then don't elaborate on them. They didn't establish the bond that you needed to understand between
Dr. Fate
and Hawkman. They didn't establish the bond that they could have done between Black Adam and Hawkman. So you're not invested in the characters. You're not invested in the new recruits who are Cyclone and Atom Smasher.
So basically, Cyclone is Storm, Atom Smasher is Ant-Man.
Yeah, and all of these Marvel analog characters, even the ones who have been created after the DC characters, have already been introduced on screen prior, so it feels derivative, even though like Dr. Fate came before Doctor Strange. You can't escape that.
Yeah, it's like how Iron Man is Batman but an alcoholic.
All the things that Mary
Is this true?
All the stuff that bothered Mary, I can fully attest are there. I thought the score was weak in the movie. One of the biggest issues with the score in the movie, the action, the set piece design and the way they did it is supposed to evoke Snyder in the overcranked slow motion. But to me, I found all of the characters likable. Honestly, I thought The Rock was the weakest part of this movie. I didn't like him all that much. But it was like, I'm not saying it's a good movie. I'm saying that I enjoyed it. And I'm not going to ever be a professional movie reviewer because I don't have to justify why I liked it. Just know that I liked it.
What do you like it though? Was it like poppy and interesting?
It wasn't trying too hard to be something it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like when I watch something like this, everyone quibbles over continuity errors and why did this character do this and why did this character do that, and I go, he's a reborn god who's throwing people halfway across the city. Like I understand.
Okay, I'm not so sure I would agree with your statement that it's not trying to be something it's not. They are kind of trying to...
I don't think they leaned hard enough into any of those elements to say that they were trying to be something. I think that they had half-baked ideas that they didn't finish out, but it didn't feel like that was where the marketing went. They weren't marketing it as some great piece about oppression. Oh, by the way, that was the other theme. There's a lot of talk about
resources being stolen.
And imperialism and stuff like that.
The environment being polluted.
I don't remember that. I remember.
Yes,
I remember
the kid of Adriana, whatever his name was. His very first lines were talking to one of the
intergang members.
The intergang, saying, "You've polluted our air and stolen our resources and oppressed our people."
Look, that stuff bothers me as much as it bothers everyone else. But in the context of this world, first of all, maybe it's because it doesn't involve America, so I don't feel like I'm being blamed for something. It just feels like a generic UN type government is keeping them. Overruling them. It's stupid. I understand that, but you don't watch the movie for that stuff. It's backdrop information.
I understand that. What I'm bemoaning is the fact that people go to these movies for such anti-intellectual reasons.
I love the anti-intellectual reasons.
Like I don't like the encouragement of cultural philistinism when you don't need to sacrifice fun for meaning.
Well, can I ask you? So, because you like Bullet Train, and that isn't exactly Chaucer either. So, like, what? How much lower brow is this than that?
I don't know. With Bullet Train, I don't think they were introducing the same amount of depth and then failing to elaborate on it. You know, like
I didn't
in Black Adam, even the trailer evoked those themes of like questioning the anti-hero's ethical code.
But then it's smashed between a bunch of like weirdly paced violence that I feel like they paid lip service to those ideas. They didn't actually seriously approach any of them.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
Can I make my completely uneducated opinion? Mm-hmm. So my guess is that usually when The Rock is in a movie, he's paid to be The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that in here.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not recognizable as The Rock.
Yeah.
In that movie, from what I've seen, he's just like walking stoically and being like, I'm quiet yet very strong.
That's what
You
it
can't
is.
stop me.
Let's move away from reviewing it and just look at the and look at the difference between why audiences like it and why critics don't like it. I will say that the critics are more on your side because they're looking for more, and that's fair. You're allowed to look for more in these movies. I will be annoyingly pointing out that there was a bunch of critics talking about how it has Arab Spring style rebellion and all this stuff. Those are the critics that are lame and wanted to work in politics and wanted to be journalists at CNN but couldn't hack it. Those people can kick rocks.
Sure.
For the rest of them, I think the average audience score, this is interesting to me because there is what you would call woke politics in here. Some, like you said, the talk about imperialism, the talk about oppression. Every time those words were said, or colonialization, I rolled my eyes. But it didn't. I didn't feel like enough time was spent on it to really call it woke.
That's not the primary thing that annoyed me about it. It's mainly that there were a lot of insults to the audience's intelligence. The comic relief bits were, I don't know, they made me roll my eyes instead of laugh.
There was actually a lot of, and maybe this is why I liked it, I saw a lot of bad Michael Bay isms in this
Walking
movie.
away from an explosion.
That was my guess as
stoically.
to
Not just that, but the humor felt Michael Bay. And you're right. For like most people, it's not going to work. But
And then Adam Smasher being this blundering idiot.
I'm
I'm getting back to reviewing it, but my main point is that Black Adam didn't live up to what it was sold to be, especially what Dwayne Johnson was selling it to be. It was way oversold. He and DC as a whole and DC superfans are hyping this up to be the introduction of a whole new hierarchy in the DCEU, and it's going to be the equivalent of a Marvel Phase 1 for the DCEU, even though I don't know whether that's something audiences have asked for. And then we also have these pandering tweets from The Rock about how he's trying to serve the fans and hashtag fans first. And there's so much fake emotion about this film when really what you're saying is it was a superficial fun watch.
Yes.
Like he tweeted responding to a video of these fans who were like literally getting close to tears at the end of the movie.
See, that's bot behavior. Anybody doing that's weird.
But they're real. He said this really captures how so many people are feeling about Black Adam. Very true story and very real emotions. Fans finally feel seen and heard.
Okay,
we delivered a great movie. Love you guys. And then another tweet from The Rock says, "You're welcome. It's truly our privilege to listen to and deliver for the fans. Thank you and all the fans for your trust and love."
If he says it, I don't care if he's being, let me be 100% clear. I don't give a crap if he means it or not. I give a crap on if they actually follow through. I don't believe that any actor, just like any politician, is actually saying what they actually believe. I find very little authenticity in that industry anyways.
Sure.
So as long as they follow through in what they say, if he says inauthentically that he's giving the fans what they want and he gives the fans what they want, I can't complain about that. Even if he doesn't truly mean it to his heart, I don't give a crap what's in his heart. I don't.
If the Batman paired with Black Adam are being pitched as introducing this whole new era for DC and moving on from the Snyderverse, but like elevating it rather than resenting it, I don't think they're following through on that. I think it's overselling what this movie was supposed to be. And it's also overselling The Rock and his part to play in it. He wants to be this trusted advisor and spokesperson almost for DC. and his performance didn't live up to that.
I will say that one of the number one things that the critics seem to give to agree on is they all love The Rock in this role, and I love the movie for almost every reason but The Rock. I loved Sarah Shahi as the mom. I loved her in that role. Maybe that's my bias because I love that actress, and I love seeing her get a big role in a big blockbuster movie later in her career. Like she's almost 40 now, so she's getting a big budget motion picture role when she's been a television actress, a successful television actress for 15, 20 years. Maybe that's my own bias, that seeing that I like it. Seeing that I felt that all of the characters of the Justice Society, I felt that Atom Smasher, Cyclone, Dr. Fate, and Hawkman, I'm always going to call him Aldous Hodge because that's his, I love the actor. I liked their chemistry together. I would have rather probably seen a movie based on them that allowed them to flesh all those characters out more fully. It made the sacrifice, and we won't get into what that sacrifice was at the end. It made that hollow. I agree. But like I said, I think a big part of it here is the people that are liking it. First of all, there's something to be said that if they went and saw it on a Thursday night, they're either reviewing it or they're a super fan anyways. So this audience score will likely drop a little bit as the weekend goes on. But to me, I think most of the people that like it went in with the same opinion that I have, that they weren't going there to expect high art. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to want more, but I'm saying that the people that like it are going in there with that same understanding that I had, that it's a movie starring The Rock as a superhero, and getting your expectations higher, well, a viable thing to think and perfectly reasonable is setting yourself up for disappointment.
I wasn't expecting high art, but I did find it dreadfully boring.
I wonder why.
See, I didn't find it. It's so, me and Mary are so different, guys.
I wonder why Batman. So I feel like every superhero movie is none of them have ever been as substantive as most Batman spin-offs and series, except the George Clooney ones. That was like freaking horrible.
There was only one George Clooney one.
Sorry, the George Clooney one.
Yes, but
there's something about Batman that can be taken seriously, even though it's a guy in a bat suit. Mm-hmm. Why is that? Why is it that movie and that character allows for like a deeper expression of meaning and what you're saying, like kind of high art, whereas other superhero movies is like, I did a thing.
Well, one, there's no superpowers, so it's more grounded in reality when they did the character originally. When you watch the Nolan trilogy, it's just a crime trilogy. It's not a superhero drama in any way, shape, or form.
And there's a place where Black Adam fails, is that we're expected to take Black Adam seriously as a character, and I didn't get that because it seems like his decisions to kill or not kill someone are completely arbitrary. I don't understand what his motivations are. I mean, supposedly it's revenge, but then that doesn't make sense as to why he spares some.
I think that you fall in line with the critics here, and that the audience falls more, like, probably for different reasons than the critics, maybe. But
I hope so. Yeah.
But like I said, I think that the audience is going in there not wanting to think too hard. And we can have a discussion all day about whether is that the decay of American intellectualism? Is that a sign of that we're degrading as a populace? Maybe, but that's not the discussion we're having right now.
I don't really care about a Black Adam trying to make me think. I want something that is purely entertaining if they can make it, but I was so bored watching this movie. Nothing kept me paying attention.
In the superhero genre, what movie has gotten you to the closest to being entranced and entertained? And why, if possible?
Pretty much only 2019 Joker.
Well, it's not a superhero movie.
Exactly.
No.
The genre itself, I just have never found appealing. So maybe that's my problem.
I
want to be part of the thing that people like,
I will be interested to see if anybody in the chat ends up going to see it and then talks about it later. There's very clearly supposed to be a push here to make Aldous Hodge's Hawkman a Black Panther parallel character in every way, shape, or form. Visually, both the way he's dressed, the way the ship is designed, the mixture of ancient tech and modern tech. Mm-hmm. There's a great deal of comparison that you could make for all these characters that they analog over to Marvel characters, but that one in particular feels like it's pulled right from the movie, not from the comics.
A lot of people are even saying that the precious mineral that they are looking for, Eternium, is the same thing as vibranium from Black Panther, and it's a little on the nose.
I like your shoes, by the way.
Thank you.
I just saw them. They're pretty sweet.
You can't acknowledge that we have lower halves of our bodies.
I don't know. It's like
we're only head and shoulders. That's it.
There's a great line in the show The Mentalist where the lady who's like the police captain who's always behind a desk and has to finally come out to a scene once. He goes, "Wow, didn't even know you had legs." That's what it is. Didn't even know you guys had legs. So it opened to 7.6 million in Thursday night previews, which beats out his previous films on Thursday night previews. The Rock, they're talking about, which made The Fast and the Furious 6 made 7.5 million. Hobbs and Shaw made 5.8 million. Jumanji: The Next Level made 4.7 million. Of course, adjusted for inflation, those might be higher, right? So I also want to talk about the fact that they leaked the. Maybe we leave it.
I want to mention it only because some people found this annoying.
Spoiler alert, guys! If you're I don't want to tell people to not watch, but we are going to give away the mid.
Maybe mute the video if you.
I mean, we already kind of gave it away.
It's already spoiled, though. That's the point.
Don't mute it.
So the official DC Comics Twitter account chose to follow in the footsteps of a critic that leaked information about the Henry Cavill Superman cameo post-credits scene in Black Adam. And they ended up posting this promotional video that looks like a text message chain between Black Adam and Superman. And Black Adam says, "You know what that is?" And Superman says, "Do I really need to guess?" And he says, "It's another rock that can kick your ass." Superman said, "Cute, listen, I think we need to talk." Direct quote from the movie post-credit scene, by the way.
Yep.
So thanks for that. Thanks for releasing that before the movie was out. And then Black Adam says, "Why would we need to do that?" And then Superman's typing, and then Hawkman has entered the chat, comes at the end of the video. So they just decided to leak word for word parts of the movie that were supposed to be a big surprise reveal at the end.
I love that they can't even wait for the fans to respond. They're like, "Listen, you should be excited about this."
Well, DC's always
buy your tickets now so you can watch Henry Cavill because you don't care about Black Adam.
The DC has always been bad at keeping things under wraps, and they've always been bad at not jumping the gun. I also want to talk about the fact that Black Panther. This movie is expected to make 60 million opening weekend. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is tracking, at least early, for a $175 million opening worldwide. I don't know what that would be in North America. And they're saying that's only for North America from the 11th through the 13th. So if we're looking at $60 million for Black Adam and $175 million for Wakanda Forever, it does speak to the idea here that I think that they need to stop trying to follow Marvel's formula as far as their release schedule. I was annoyed that The Rock mentioned anything about a phase 1. It was stupid. It was pointless. You don't need to do that. Mm-hmm. I would rather they just made individual movies. I'd have been fine with making this exact movie and not connecting it to the rest of the DC universe. That would have been fine with me. It's just a fundamental difference in strategy and approaches, and I don't know how much of a difference it's actually going to make. They're still looking to make the Black Superman movie with that's not Calvin. That's how they're actually writing it on MovieWeb. Warner Brothers Black Superman reboot reportedly still alive despite Henry Cavill's planned DCEU return.
The Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Dude, I don't know how they're expecting so much box office return for Black Panther when like the really cool guy is not there anymore.
And they didn't even choose to recast him. There's ongoing arguments online about whether they should recast him. Yeah. And people are mad because we expect Black Panther to be the mantle to be taken over by a female character, Shuri.
Then how about this? Maybe the critics in the audience, like you said, you didn't like the movie that much at all. Maybe critics in the audiences don't always have so much to disagree with. Maybe they're just happy for once that The Rock wasn't calling a bunch of people names before this movie came out.
Yeah, it's easy to get a high audience score if you just do the
No.
the literal bare minimum
And
of
not treat
not
everyone like crap.
hating your fans. And I'm sure that The Rock is very familiar with that because of the pandering he's been doing, whether it's genuine or not on social media. People are receiving that well.
I know a lot of people aren't fans. Like The Rock and John Cena both kind of like The Rock because he endorsed Joe Biden, and John Cena because he did his weird pandering thing to China. Like I said,
All celebrities have some weird thing like that.
I don't give a crap about like. I don't care about him endorsing Joe Biden. That's stupid. Fine, whatever. I don't know how much he knows about stuff like that. I do care about him like actually having the gall to think that you can both call me names and then expect me to spend money on your product, right?
Sure.
And with the bare minimum of, okay, not just him. Think about this. That's a whole cast of extremely diverse actors that didn't allow this movie's marketing to become about the fact that it's an extremely diverse cast of actors.
And your point also was that they didn't have any gay relationships or like romance subplots.
No romance at all.
Well, there was the hint of a romance subplot to come later on between Cyclone and Atom Smasher.
Oh, I'm here for it. I thought they had great chemistry
But they
together.
didn't go far into that either. But there was no LGBT characters that we know of shown in the movie. And
So it's
that
going
helps them if they want a bigger global box office
Yep.
number. So, and also like usually when Marvel insists on adding that type of thing, it's a PR move for Western audiences because they believe that pandering to that community will help them make more money in the Western box office.
So think back to the weeks leading up to all of the last 3 Marvel movies and then the weeks leading up to this movie. All you heard about was The Rock and Henry Cavill, The Rock and Black Adam, The Rock, just The Rock. Rock, that's all it was about because they're
and like
banking-
shock value,
Yeah.
violence.
Yeah. So
That's pretty much it.
I can get behind them if they think that that's all they need to market on because I don't want them marketing based on pandering. It's not like there weren't politically correct, what you would call woke elements in this movie, but I don't think it was done in a way that overtook the fact that the story, it felt like it was unique to was the kids' dialogue at the beginning annoying? Yes. But did the rest of it, did the concept of that, of oppression and imperialization and all that stuff feel real to the place they're in? I felt that
Sure.
it fit enough that it didn't take me out of the story.
Sure, I agree. I don't think that there were heavy-handed, woke, or whatever you want to call them, elements of the movie, but I don't think that's enough of a reason to give it a good rating.
No, but I'm saying that, but it didn't
I
become part of
found
the
it-
marketing.
Yeah, or the marketing.
Are you a Western imperialist? Say sorry by going to see Black Adam. That's
Like, marketing for Rings of Power was 10 times worse than the reality of Rings of Power, which was also
Whoa.
bad.
Do you want to say sorry for colonialism? Go see Black Adam.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I
exactly.
will.
We're not far off that in Hollywood right now. Like that's
I know.
basically So
I know.
I enjoyed it. I understand that a lot of people look.
It was
That's how I
just
feel every time they put
boring as
Lizzo
hell.
on the screen. It's like, don't you want to support her career?
Yes, I do.
Don't you think she's hot? It's like, yeah, I guess.
So audience score 88%, tomato meter 43%. I would be interested that if any of the crisis actors out there go to see it, I want them to let us know what they thought of the movie because I am ready for the pushback for everyone to hate it but me, and that's fine. I literally could have watched
What a hipster.
I could have just watched a movie of Sarah Shahi as generic mom acting with her hands weirdly the whole movie, and I loved it. It's also funny too because I was mentioning in the review, she's like as American as they come. She's like she was a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and she has this like generic, like this very very generic accent the whole movie that I thought she only lost once in the very beginning when they were in the car. I noticed a little bit of it slip, and then the rest of the movie it seemed fine to me.
They did have a weird accent. I wasn't sure if that was put on to like be an element of their culture because it's one that doesn't exist, and I don't know what language they were speaking in the beginning sequences that were like 2600 BC, around that range.
Guys, we in the review will go up either later today or tomorrow in the morning on timcast.com. We've got a full review over there where everybody just bullies me and tells me how bad the movie was, and I kind of sort of
Spoilers.
maybe hold my ground and say, well, you're wrong.
Yeah, we made Brett cry.
They did.
Live on air.
I bawled my eyes out, and then I apologized for being a Western imperialist, and I'm gonna go see the movie.
You gonna see the movie again?
I'm gonna go see the movie again. So we'll see. Let's go to super chats.
Okay. Hobbit said no Rings of Power review. Oh, it feels good.
Oh no,
It
no.
feels even better on our end. Trust
done?
us.
It is done.
The first
Thank
season is done.
heavens.
We are not reviewing season 2 of Rings of Power, hopefully. I think by
I'm down.
then. I mean, I'm down if there's enough hype for it and if you guys want that. But I don't even think people are going to care about it by the time the second season comes
There's
out.
like
And
5 seasons, right?
They're guaranteed to do 5 seasons because the estate made them agree to that.
That's insane.
Dude,
But
here's
they
the-
haven't even they've barely begun filming the second season, knowing that they had to make one all along. I don't know why they waited so long to begin filming, but it's going to take forever for them to get that out.
Here's another thing. For a while, I kept trying to look up ratings for the show and couldn't find anything. Literally, all the articles you'd find were all just about those first 2 episodes drew so much. I'm like, yeah, well, we're on like episode 7 now, bro. Can you tell me what the ratings are
Right.
now? Nobody's talking about
They're
it. Like,
hiding it,
even on-
suppressing the numbers, doing weird, shady shit to...
Even on Google Trends, it was down well below
Yeah.
She-Hulk and House of the Dragon and Dahmer was beating the crap out of all of them. Like, how depressing is that? That the Jeffrey Dahmer series is just beating the pants off everyone.
Yeah. Halls and the Kid said, Bienvenido de nuevo, Dave?
That was beautiful, Mary.
What does that mean?
You just proposed to me.
Oh, okay. What's your answer then?
Yeah, sure. No, it's welcome back, Dane, in Spanish.
Alex Makenbeds said, good to see you back, our patron saint.
Hello.
Do you make chairs too?
What?
Making beds.
Does Alex make chairs?
Yeah, making chairs.
Let us know in the
need to
chat,
know.
please. Idiosyncrasy Media Group said, hey, Crisis Actors, we just launched a Kickstarter for our original TV show, Who Killed Mr. Jones? Also, we released the theme song here on our YouTube channel. Yeah, I looked at your channel the other week when you mentioned it, and it looks like some cool stuff.
Now I'm thinking of the song "Mr. Jones and Me." I don't remember who sang that song. Is that the Counting Crows? Who sang "Mr. Jones and Me"?
I don't
I don't think
know.
it was. I'm not singing it on air.
There's always, like, if you make some obscure reference and you don't remember a detail about it, someone in the chat will know it.
God, you're such an idiot. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Orthalwen said, Rocky Kaiva lost the plot of life in general once he declared for Joe Brandon. On behalf of Samoans, we graciously give him back to his dad's people.
I don't know if the Kayavia part was a joke. His name's Rocky Maivia, I think.
I don't know. Maybe K is near M on the keyboard, so
Yes.
maybe it was
Okay.
just a typo.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was really hoping The Rock was kind of like the big Jim Bro version of Taylor Swift that everyone thought would just remain
What?
apolitical. Well, because everybody thought that Taylor Swift was a conservative because she never talked
Oh.
about politics, and The Rock,
Which is a ridiculous assumption,
I know,
by the way.
I know, but The Rock stayed out of it for a very long time as well. He stays fairly apolitical.
He
Yeah.
said he had to apologize because he liked Joe Rogan once. That was incredible.
Yeah, well, after one of the times Rogan got in trouble for whatever Rogan gets in trouble for.
Basically,
The Rock, and it was Counting Crows. I think somebody said.
Okay.
Could be wrong there.
Caper2X said, it is not the throwing that kills you, peeps, but the sudden stop at the end. Welcome back, Taino Dane. Hello, Comrade Mary. PCC Commissar Dasovic. Make mine marvel.
I'm the commissar.
Interesting. Hello. Marv Man said, I got it. Horror movie remake on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That boat scene is so creepy. Love you guys.
I haven't seen Willy Wonka, and I don't know if I ever saw the Johnny Depp one. I think I only ever saw the.
Don't even waste
I've
your
heard
time.
bad things.
It was awful.
Ooh, I was trying to think of. Speaking of things that I can recommend for you guys to watch, I'm going to recommend the original X-Files movie today. X-Files: Fight the Future, released in 1998. David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson, Terry O'Quinn in one of his 3 or 4 different roles that he played on the X-Files. Mitch Pileggi. It's one of the rare examples of something where if you watch the movie, you don't actually have to know a whole ton about the X-Files to watch that first movie, and it still makes it's still a good story on its own. So
I recommend you watch Jake Paul's It's Every Day, bro. Because it's
That's gonna be a we're not over this segment.
Because it's every day, bro.
Yep.
We truly never recovered as a culture after It's Every Day, bro.
Dude,
I think we need time to reflect and heal from
honestly.
that. Kellen said, "Big Daddy Dane is back." How do you feel about that?
your child,
Your son
your
is in
child
chat.
is in the chat.
He wants to know when you're coming
Is that
home.
your credit card that he's spending
Yeah,
money?
I went out for smokes and never came back.
Oh, I have seen so many that's like a new, not new, but that's one of the more really, really depressing trends on reels and TikTok. It's like a guy, he's like, I got drafted by the NFL, and then the door opens and a guy walks in and sets a milk down. His dad just decides to come back when he gets drafted into the NFL.
Nice. I need a running tab of how many people are my children now. I got Mary. I got Kellen.
2. You got 2.
Cool.
You're living the American dream. Do you have a house with a white picket fence?
I love my children.
Surge.com said, "I am Surge."
Are you though?
I don't know if I believe you.
Also, another thing you guys should go watch is the old Surge soda commercials, where they would just put a bottle of Surge somewhere, and then a guy would yell Surge, and a bunch of kids would do a bunch of dumb Gen X shit. There's this great one where they put a bottle of Surge on on a canister at the bottom of a hill, and then a bunch of dudes get into barrels and roll down the hill like a bunch of idiots, and it's the greatest thing ever.
I remember you mentioning
Yeah.
those Surge commercials months ago. That's
they're
funny.
amazing. Go watch it. Some of them are so the resolution is literally so bad because they're recorded on VHS players. I wonder
2000s commercials would just scream at you.
Yeah, that's what
Do
they
you
were.
guys remember that? There's a soda called Squirt, I think.
Yes, it's still a thing.
What
Ruby
the-
Red Squirt.
It's friggin' horrible. And I'll never. I wasn't.
Squirt your thirst, Dane. That's literally the slogan.
I was in Los Angeles for a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament because I'm super cool, and I'll never forget. We were in a hot dog stand. I was like, "What do you got to drink?" He was like, "Only Squirt." I was like, "Excuse me," and he gave me a godforsaken drink, and it was warm.
No.
I don't know why I brought that up, but
Just
yeah.
really stuck with you for some reason.
Yeah, you're just talking about sodas.
Oh, here's the infamous Surge commercial Brett mentioned.
Oh my god! What?
Whoa. Why is it so chaotic and violent?
Just Columbine just happened. And
Oh my god!
Everyone was just feeling the
Yeah.
rage. Yikes.
It's a fully loaded six of soda with carbo.
nobody knows what it's for.
What an incredible commercial!
Feed the rush.
Holy shit!
Amazing.
It's gonna get us copyright.
I just love the guy screaming Surge at the top of his lungs
They
for
have
no
a
reason.
whole they had a bunch of them where it's all kids, dumb kids racing for a Surge, and they all start with a guy going Surge. It's incredible.
So funny.
So we have a Surge here.
Yes,
We should
do.
we should yell that every time.
I mean,
we're
I
in
don't
the-
know if the one in the chat is the real Surge.
Could be a different Surge.
Can you prove your identity?
Yeah.
Potatoes for Seamus said, Seamus must know which Surge is real. Maybe you are Seamus. Badap said, is Surge X the same Surge pushing Lid's buttons?
That could be. We don't know.
That's his buttons now.
We
buddy.
can't know for sure.
Was he like an
Or
OG?
is Surge X different than Surge.com?
Yes.
They're different Surges.
Different Surges.
Okay.
God.
But we don't know if either of them are the real Surge.
This Marvel Civil War Surge.
No, it's kind of like the three Jokers from Jeff Johns, where we have 3 different Jokers. We have 3 different Surges here.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there's 3?
Two
Not
in the
enough
chat,
time today,
one in the castle.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the one in the castle there?
No, I'm just. It's like that. I didn't say it was exactly like that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Surge.com said, it's everyday, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. 5 million YouTube in 6 months. Never done before.
Hell yeah.
Past all the competition, then. PewDiePie is next. Spoiler alert, PewDiePie was not, in fact,
Yeah.
next.
Nope. He still towers above him.
Yeah. Harold Wiley said,
Thank
I
you.
swear, Brett, I'm not taking the Lord's name in vain. If I hear karaoke of Mr. Jones this weekend, I'm blaming you and I will smite thee, LOL.
Well, you know what? The thing is, though, it's becoming one of those weird situations. Like, you may not have noticed it before. Now you're going to notice it if you hear it. Or the worst is, what was the one, the song, I'm actually, no, that's too depressing. Let's keep going. That song is too depressing to talk about right now. We're going to keep going.
Okay. 222 Chubbs said, Brett remembers Surge, but he's old enough to be okay.
But is he old enough to be okay?
Is he old enough to be okay?
I don't know that reference.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but I am old enough probably. I just might not remember that exact reference.
You're just not.
But the funny thing is, after
I'm not okay, but
after I thought about the Surge commercial, I thought there was also a ruby red squirt commercial that was done very funny. Like, it's like somebody on a skateboard, but it's shot first person where like the camera's down and it's like them skateboarding through a city. And it's all done in like stop motion.
I'll just never forget that guy give me a cold hot dog and a warm soft drink. I'm like, I just got squirt. I was like, excuse me?
Like, your soda is warmer than your hot dog.
It was, dude.
You actually have to pour the soda on the hot dog to heat it up.
I did terrible in that tournament, too. I did terrible.
That was how they psyched you
absolutely
out.
wrecked. What?
That's how they psyched you out.
No, I was after. It was even worse. It was like, and then like a bunch of people went to a Lakers game, and like I was poor.
All right.
I couldn't go.
Dane's troubles as a Yu-Gi-Oh champion.
No, I got wrecked that day.
Killian Chapman said, for the sake of representation, we demand a White Adam movie or DC is a bigot. Love the show, guys. Yeah, well Black Adam used to be white, actually.
You know, it is what it is.
So
They also, I mean, they did the same thing to Hawkman. At this point now, I'm like, you're like a prisoner of war. You're just like, whatever.
I just want Keanu Reeves to be Black Panther.
Imagine. He wants to play Wolverine.
some people want Keanu Reeves to be Batman.
What? No.
I don't know.
No, I
I
didn't.
don't think he's tall enough to be Batman.
He's
Do you
too
have to be
skinny.
really tall to do that?
I just don't think he's tall enough to be Batman.
And Matt said, Mary, banned Lunchables rap video.
Whoa,
Wait, what?
I want Brett to be Wolverine.
I'm not aware of this. Remember the Airheads commercials where they would just show someone's head exploding?
Gosh, or the honeycomb commercial with the crackhead like weird like lion looking thing.
Oh yeah, like honeycomb. It's like, dude, chill.
It's literally like if your childhood was if you gave your kids childhood cartoons meth, it was this commercial.
It's a completely D tier cereal too, and
Yeah.
he was like honeycomb. For some reason, he really liked
Honeycomb, we want honeycomb.
it. No, we don't, dude.
Like not as much as you want honeycomb, my
For
friend.
real.
Why was advertisement in the 2000s just so aggressive?
Awesome.
Oh, there was one. The best cereal commercial was, I think the Reese's Pieces one. It was like adults could eat it too, and it was completely like the hey, I'm cool, and had like a
They also
sideways
had
hat.
the Reese's Puffs rap.
What?
Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
Keep
Don't-
singing.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I found it.
The Lunchables one?
No, the honeycomb one. I
Oh,
want
the
to
honeycomb
Yeah,
one?
do that.
Up, right, up, right, down, right.
Oh, it's not. It's like a bunch of them. I don't want to watch a bunch of them. I just wanted to watch the one of the crazy crackhead looking one.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right, guys, we're gonna move on.
That
We're
was
moving
a
on,
weird
guys.
tangent.
It was a very weird. It'd be fun to do old commercial review. The hell with meme review.
That would
I wanna
be
watch-
awesome.
Like I want to do old. Like it might be less copyright with just old commercials. All right, so believe it or not, guys, J.K. Rowling is not a bastion of free speech as much as many people seem to think.
Get
Go figure.
out.
Get out of here. Break him, she says. J.K.
Oh my
Rowling
God.
says of InfoWars Alex Jones. She thinks that he should suffer more. What do you think, Mary?
I mean, J.K. Rowling is playing a dangerous game by tempting the same media machine to be ruthless to somebody else when she has transgressed against the same system. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do because this was big news. Alex Jones was ordered to pay about $1 billion in compensatory
Why not
damages.
a trillion?
And that's not even including the additional punitive damages that he's going to have to pay out for a lawsuit related to, I think it's defamation, related to the families of Sandy Hook victims. I don't really want to get into our opinions about that or his opinions about Sandy Hook. That's kind of irrelevant. But J.K. Rowling tweeted in response to this situation saying, Still not enough. There is literally nothing he could do that could make right what he put those families through. But I hope this breaks him. This is just awfully ironic coming from someone who is threatened with the same depersoning.
Yeah, I wonder,
pretty much every day.
What if we reread
Yeah.
it and said, still not enough? There's literally nothing she could do that could make right what she's done to those families of transgender individuals.
Yeah.
I hope it breaks her.
Yeah, and I was just recently seeing all of these tweets from like people who have been creative employees on different Warner Brothers, Harry Potter related licensed products.
Yeah.
And they all seem to be arguing that J.K. Rowling shouldn't receive royalties from Harry Potter licensed products. They were
why
mad
not?
about the amount of creative control she has over them, and her team has to approve everything about them. And if you really dig down to their ultimate point, it's that because this woman, because the author of Harry Potter has these views on gender ideology that we deeply disagree with, she should not be able to make a living or make a profit or get credit for her original works.
Yep.
And that's really all about depersoning someone, taking them down to the level of like survival. Like it's actually
Yeah, that's what they want.
they do want to take away your ability to actually just survive if you have viewpoints that transgress against this blue check media driven depersoning agenda.
Yep. So here's a tweet of her from 2018. You're free to offend. The rest of us are free to say we're offended. That's what freedom of speech means. What's funny about it is the UK has far less protections on freedom of speech than the US does.
Dude, all
Yeah.
UK people are always obsessed about what's happening here.
So
It's all every time. I don't think I've ever seen like a UK person not talk about the US.
Yep.
It's incredible.
they seem to think that they have a meaningful right to free expression over there, and they certainly don't. There
Meanwhile,
have been
people get arrested
many
for Facebook
documented,
posts.
many documented situations where citizens in the UK are visited at their homes over things they post online that are not even about like inciting violence or any illegal activity, but simply what they deem as hate speech.
Yep.
And I searched through J.K. Rowling's Twitter for all of her mentions of the importance of freedom of speech, but also her condemnations of hate speech, which directly oppose that viewpoint.
Yep.
And I found an address she gave to PEN America, which is poets, essayists, novelists. They're like a literary free expression organization. And she lauded free speech, especially in relation to what Donald Trump was saying that she found reprehensible. So she said, intolerance of alternative viewpoints is spreading to places that make me, a moderate and a liberal, most uncomfortable. I find almost everything that Mr. Trump says objectionable. I consider him offensive and bigoted, but he has my full support to come to my country and be offensive and bigoted there. His freedom to speak protects my freedom to call him a bigot. His freedom guarantees mine. If you seek the removal of freedoms from an opponent simply on the grounds that they have offended you, you've crossed the line to stand alongside tyrants who imprison, torture, and kill on exactly the same justification. So J.K. Rowling seems like a very principled freedom of speech advocate
Until
it goes against
Dude,
her particular viewpoints that are important to her.
I bet she doesn't even know why she doesn't like him.
Well, no, she probably thinks that. So is that to say, like, that she thinks that he's responsible for his followers or the people that like him going to the houses of the people there
Dude,
and
if
harassing them?
you were to tell her, I want you to tell me 2 things about Alex Jones you don't like, and you can't mention Sandy Hook, she'd
Yeah.
be stomped.
Yeah.
And it's like how
It's like Olivia Wilde brain dead take on Jordan Peterson.
yeah. It's like
You don't even know anything about this
She'd
person.
mention the frogs.
You're
Okay.
side-eyeing the money.
She'd mention the frogs.
we're eating good tonight, Brett.
Yeah. We're getting steak.
Oh yeah.
I want to read some other tweets that
Yep.
she made about freedom of speech just to really hammer it home. Like, she is a total hypocrite on this issue. She said, freedom of speech in practice to someone saying that Harry Potter sucks. You're free to say it. I'm free to tell you that art is subjective. Even if you don't like Harry Potter, there's probably a book out there you'll truly love. The important thing is to keep reading. Good luck. And then in regards to the gender ideology issues that are really important to her, she said, I'm grateful to all academics who are standing up for freedom of speech and thought at a time when both are under attack. I'm proud to stand with you and your continued commitment to the values of enlightenment.
Well, she doesn't believe that because she wants to start silencing people because they said something that they don't like about an incident that didn't happen anywhere near where she lives.
Right. I mean, she is known to stick her nose in situations that don't concern her.
So,
Like, she's addicted to Twitter, I think.
is the logic here supposed to be that she's off the hook because she didn't incite her fans to go do anything? I'm trying to follow her logic here. Is he somehow worse because she thinks that he persuaded his fans to go do something which we clearly know didn't happen?
Okay, but if the ideologues who oppose J.K. Rowling set out to prove that she has incited her own fan base to do objectionable things like harassment to trans people, I'm sure they could come up with some dubious claims about it and then blame her for it. And they already have basically accused her of homicidal intent against trans people,
Well, yeah,
which
they say
I
that-
find incredulous. That's stupid.
That's what really surprises me about people like her, because obviously she knows the power of the internet to take things completely out of left field and out of context and exaggerate your intentions. And yet, for some reason, when it's someone that's out of the outwork group for their dinner parties, they can't ever seem to wrap their freaking hands around the fact that this may be happening to them.
Some people have mistakenly almost pigeonholed J.K. Rowling as a champion of not only free speech, but their personal views about women's rights or gender issues. I mean,
never side with an individual, side with the ideas that you support. Because eventually every individual will let you down in some way, shape, or form. Because, and I see this a lot. It's the same thing happens on this side of the aisle, right? A lot of people, they support everyone until they realize that they don't agree on some important issue. And then all of a sudden they start attacking each other. And I hate that.
Yeah.
Attack the idea, not the individual.
Imagine if I had to side with you on everything. I had
know.
to accept Ben Affleck as a good Batman.
It does suck that you have to be
Frickin'
wrong
A,
so
imagine
often,
that.
but that's fine. Me and Mary agree on pretty much nothing most of the time.
now that I think about it, let's name one thing we can agree on.
Tipping 20%.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about tipping earlier.
Yes,
And
guys.
I insulted Mary for no reason.
He said I look like a bad tipper, and then he said that I look like a liberal white woman.
She does.
No, I look like a white woman because I am one, but
Also-
I am not liberal.
Also, guys,
She's not.
I was also told that boomers are the exclusively bad tipping generation.
They are.
We were getting into a big old argument. I mean, really, my dads were arguing in front of me, and
Yeah.
it was rather traumatic. They were arguing about
Your therapy bill will be much more expensive later.
the difference between how different generations treat wait staff.
Dude.
And we were saying, boomers are really mean to wait staff a lot of the time.
But apparently I was just raised right because that wasn't my experience in my household.
Guys, please tell me this isn't just anecdotal. Pretty much every time I've gone to dinner with boomers, I've had to apologize to the waiter and kind of mannerisms. I'm sorry, it's a different
senile.
generation.
No.
We probably agree. I mean, we agree on this. We agree
Sure.
on this topic, but in general, we don't agree on a lot of the bigger issues. But that's kind of the point. You can disagree with somebody on stuff and still get along. She can't. She could disagree with what Alex Jones is saying, but understand that it's still his right to say it. But I don't know why she would feel the need to say this. I don't know what social capital she regains. The people that hate her aren't going to start liking her again because
Yeah.
she said this.
No, you're right, bro. She's addicted to Twitter. Like she just loves to give an opinion every freaking second she got. She loves to do that, and she loves to like suddenly introduce like, oh, by the way, Hermione's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, like the
what?
same exact audience of diversity, equity, inclusion, obsessives that she courted all of these years before she was universally like derided for her views on transgenderism.
Yep.
She
That
doesn't even
same
have-
exact audience is now lambasting her and trying to argue that she shouldn't make money anymore.
She doesn't even have really, honestly, opinions on trans people. She's just like...
She just likes the attention.
No, she just says like, yeah, I think women should do women things. And it's like, what?
I mean, really, what she is and what a lot of people fail to identify her as is just a second wave feminist. And
yeah.
there are naturally disagreements that...
Basically a Nazi today.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. And her enforcing that double standard now is called out by the people who hate her for her views on gender and also the people who sympathize with her for her views on gender. The hypocrisy is just that brazen that everyone can see it.
I'm just over the sympathizing part.
I never
Yeah.
even like...
Everyone needs to just...
I always thought her views on gender and her public outspokenness about it has been more of an attention-seeking effort than anything.
The best thing you can do is not look to attach any type of belief to an individual and attach it to the ideas they hold. That's why when you start chipping away at what a person believes, you still hold on to what you actually feel for that person. Like I actually get worried sometimes when like I don't want people to like. I don't want to feel like I get along with someone better just because they agree with me or because we have similar belief systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoy that like a lot of my friends back in Minnesota, not all of them, but I'm saying like a lot of the people that I used to grow up skating with are very different than me politically, and that's fine. I like that. I like that we have other things that we connect on a different level on because I don't want politics or social issues to be the thing I connect with everyone on. I want it to go deeper than that. I want more of a connection with people because in the end, these things are all surface level issues to me, surface level issues that affect you more on a computer, in a chat room, and in a comment section than they do when you're out going from place to place during the day, going to Target, going to the gas station. You're not arguing with people about trans rights at the gas station.
And I gotta be,
I mean, I certainly hope you're not. If you are, please get help.
and I gotta for real. And I gotta be real with you. This is gonna come off as a joke, but I'm being completely serious. Typically, the political conversations you have with the general people are never as interesting as the general conversation of like what's better, pancakes, waffles, or French toast.
Yeah.
I swear to God, because every political conversation is like, well, my favorite person thinks this, so as a result, that's my opinion too.
Yeah.
It's the least interesting thing to talk about.
For
and
real.
It doesn't actually tell you anything about the person.
I would rather talk to people about how much they tip someone and get into what the hell the psychology of that is than I would. Even that is kind of
And like us arguing about how boomers treat waitstaff is
Yeah.
more interesting than arguing about like Biden or like
Yeah.
geopolitics.
it's stupid. Like
I mean, that's why this show exists. It's to create a place for that.
we can make the world a better place if every time in the real world somebody starts to start a political discussion, you just go nerd.
By the way,
and just shame them into not talking about it.
the standard tip
Right.
is 15%. I think that's always been right.
I think 20.
But that feels like post-pandemic, like you guys are doing bad, but like, come on.
Okay, then what's your opinion? Do you
By
see
the
how
way, do you wonder what James Corden tips people? I was reading more about James Corden's
It seems like he eats a lot.
restaurant.
So hopefully a lot.
Yeah, his restaurant banning scandal.
Yeah.
And he's apparently known to treat waitstaff like this, and also his own family badly in public.
Yeah.
In like numerous occasions throughout the years. I read this story that he was on a plane and his wife was sitting in business class while he was in first class, so as to shield him from his own baby crying.
Well,
And
you
then
wouldn't wanna
she
do
got
that.
escorted by a flight attendant into first class, and he like basically acted as if she were a complete stranger, turned away from her, put on headphones and a sleep mask over his eyes.
Yep.
And then at the end of the flight, she was getting their luggage out of the overhead bin, and he wouldn't even like hold their kid to help her like get stuff out of the bin. And that's when people realized that they were like, that they knew each other. Because some people thought he was being decent by like not resenting this stranger for having a crying kid. But it's literally his wife.
Yep.
And there was another situation that actually one of the Try Guys' wives talked about on TikTok, where she saw James Corden screaming at a busboy in LA because he was mad that they close in between lunch and dinner time, and that like he couldn't get waited on at that exact moment.
Yeah.
Like, how entitled do you have to be?
See,
This is why you shouldn't like idolize these people, whether it's
Never.
J.K. Rowling for ideological reasons or James Corden because you think he's charming and funny. Like, you don't really know who these people are in their private lives or what they stand for and what their personal relationships are like.
Idolize me.
I mean, yeah, idolize the marketing man extraordinaire, but other than that, don't make a parasocial connection with someone like a
You guys
James
know what I
Corden
stand
or a J.K.
for?
Rowling. This is a literal multi-billionaire talking about the gravity of $1 billion that Alex Jones has to pay out to these victims. I don't think you would think that her wealth would help her understand the weight of that, what $1 billion means and what it's capable of doing. And if anything, I guess it's just made her completely blind to what they're asking of him.
desensitized a bit.
She's
to it, perhaps.
desensitized to the meaning of that wealth.
Yep.
But then she wants to go on Twitter and dunk on people saying like, well, I still get my royalty checks in the mail.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool and everything, but you're addicted to online attention and no amount of money is good enough for you.
Anytime you hear any of us support any position, or even if you say you like, I like this guy, like, never assume that what you're saying is that you're actually saying you like them or idolize these people as people. They're just kind of public figures that you have to judge based on what you see that's in front of you. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see her kind of, I don't know who could put her in her place, but she's not going to listen to them anyway.
Well, there were so many replies to her tweet calling her out. I mean, someone said, when they come after you for saying women are women, remember this tweet.
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for. The same machine is after you too.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually, when you think about it, it seems like it would have been more likely that they'd go after her.
Yeah.
Than after the issue she's covering than after what Alex Jones was covering.
Another person said, someone who says socially unpopular things about gender probably shouldn't be encouraging government censure of wrongthink.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the fact that it was done through the courts that's terrifying, that she doesn't realize the implications of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
And the
that's
same
what
thing could
blows-
happen to her.
It just blows my mind that she's a recipient of 24/7 backlash, and she just cannot comprehend that maybe some things are getting taken out of context.
Yep. Well, also just keep your mouth shut,
For real.
for something like that. Like that's just like that. I actually kind of adore the fact that we don't have to speak on extremely serious political issues. Like it's like I used to follow politics a hell of a lot more closely, and I kind of like I have friends now that are so into it, and I'm just like, I am so glad that I do not have to be as jaded about that stuff now because I'm so busy.
Yeah. Let's go to super
super
chats. Potatoes for Seamus said, the smashed spuds I have are so good.
Smashed spuds.
We were
Smashed
asking about his recipes for potatoes
How good are they?
yesterday.
I need to know.
And whether his mashed potatoes are like a good consistency to splat on the wall when you're in an argument with your wife.
Yes. One must find out.
John in the future said, Dane, what deck do you running? I don't.
I'm guessing he's using
know what you mean by
what
that.
strategy I was using for that tournament.
Okay.
Dude, I had Lightsworn, which was the best deck, and I lent it to my friend so he would play it at a tournament, and he completely sucked with it. And then I played zombies and got like freaking wrecked. So that's my story.
Johnny Beck sent us a thumbs up.
Thank you, Johnny.
Twice.
Johnny, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, one's a thumbs up and one's
Yeah, and then,
a bird with a thumbs up.
Okay.
Chicken with a
I
thumbs up.
appreciate the bird.
Waffle Sensei said J.K. Rowling is like the hunchback Igor of the vampire cult. She wants to be a vampire like them, but they won't let her. She wants to fit in with that elite blue check class.
Like
but
every day, she's like, why do they have to feel this way about women?
they
Damn
won't
it.
let her sit with them.
Damn it. They don't let me sit at the table with them anymore.
He added, however, she will murder for the cult if they ask because she really believes they'll accept her one day.
And maybe that's the saddest part of all of it is like actually like simping for that type of attention again. Like, oh my God, I need your acceptance.
When like having as much money as she has should be quite enough for you to feel comfortable with what you've done in life.
Yeah.
But clearly it's not.
Well,
You
it's
still need validation on the internet.
It's one thing to like have strong opinions and maybe keep them to yourself because you want that type of attention or that type of like support from the blue check class. But it's another thing entirely to actually be heavily spoken out about, like to actually speak out heavily about something and then still kind of want that audience. It doesn't actually make any sense mentally.
Mm-hmm. Potatoes for Seamus said PCC SmackDown Brett versus Mary. Who will win?
Mary?
Are we talking about like WWE?
Mary wins.
Why?
Because if it was a movie, she would have to win because that would be subversive and different. I would get beaten up apparently.
No, it'd be like because crazy beats sheer strength.
Yeah, like if her eyes get really wide and her pupils dilate and she starts like making war cries, run for the hills.
Yeah, it's I can smell fear.
Ah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Waffle Sensei said a good tip should start at 25%, and every time they disappoint you, you take off 1%.
Okay.
I'm not good enough at math to do that. I just move the decimal, multiply by 2 in my head, and then if it's still not a round number, I just round it up.
Dude, everyone in chat is either Jeff Bezos or a waiter because they're like 20% minimum. Excuse me? No, dude. 15%. If you're good, you get 18 to 20. That's I think that's more than
Let us know what you think, Chad.
When I was younger and when I was like before, when I had less money. I mean, I don't have much money now, but when I had even less. But like when I had less money, like I would probably tip 15. Now, you know, too much is given, much is owed. Like I pay it forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if the service is good, pay it forward. 20 to 25.
I don't tip more if it's good. I think I would only not tip if someone was like actually mean to me.
Dude, my dream is to do the boomer thing in the line where it says tip is be like, here's a tip, smile more.
Take
like,
a shower.
Smile more, toots.
Oh my God. I think
You'll
I
look
would
better with a smile on your face.
I would just start levitating if I did that.
Well, that's the funny thing is that's exactly how people on Twitter talk. Like people on Twitter talk in this way where they talk the way they wish they could actually interact with people in the real world. It's the weird thing about people on Twitter being like weirdly violent. They're like, I want to just punch people in the face. I'm like, because they're psychopaths and they like that they imagine like how the real world is in their head.
And they're like on the phone with Papa John's and they're like,
I think
they're not on the phone with Papa John's because they won't.
Can I get a cheese pizza large?
Are there any coupons?
And
I
when,
think
when they're at the drive-thru, they're like, can I have an extra ketchup?
I think I'm jaded because
Thank you. Gyrate, Dane. That's what the people want.
I know. So I think I'm jaded because I'm from Puerto Rico where like the service industry is freaking awful. Honestly, all of you don't even deserve 3%. That's how bad you are. And I came to the U.S. and waiters and waitresses would be nice to me, and I was
You were like shocked.
flabbergasted,
Yeah.
Mary. I was literally like, "What is going on? Do you want to
Thank
marry
you.
me? Like, what the hell?"
Dane was like asking women out nonstop because they kept giving. They were just nice to him.
Is it because maybe
I have no.
are wait staff in Puerto Rico given just minimum wage so they don't have to rely on tips
No,
as
no, no.
much?
It's same as here.
That doesn't make any sense,
Dude,
then.
and
Because
there's
the
so-
reason wait staff are nice here is because they have to get tips in order to make a
Same
living.
in Puerto Rico, and they're still assholes. They literally walk up to your table with their pen and they stare at you like, "Well." I went to Puerto Rico recently, and I had completely forgotten how the service industry was over there, and I became a boomer. I was like, "This is incredible! I can't believe the service."
Okay, then let's talk about the trend where like it's just a guy at a counter, and they turn the iPad around and it asks for a tip, and they don't do anything.
Yeah, I don't tip in those cases.
Word?
Or
Yeah.
when
Like
you're,
if I'm at Crumble and I'm getting a cookie, I'm not tipping.
Dude, Crumble
you.
cookies started really good, and now it's garby.
or
Really?
when,
Yeah,
or,
They
I
didn't
just-
change anything.
or
They're just soft now.
when you're at the Goodwill and you buy something like, do you want to round up for charity?
Oh hell no!
I do
and you
that.
never even know what the charity is. It's like
Yeah,
weird.
Like when
because I'm just a better person.
At the Goodwill, I do round up just to get an even number, but at Walmart, I'm like, no, because I don't know where the charity is. I said, I actually argued with someone once. I said, I'd rather give money to a homeless person than give to a charity unless I've done a good amount of research into what that charity actually is and I know where that money's actually going. Because
you don't know
just
where
how-
the money is going if you give it to a homeless person.
Oh, I expect it
either.
to go to alcohol
Well, then why are you giving it to them?
because that's fine.
You're just allowing them to
he's
further
being-
spiral.
He's being open about what he, if he makes a sign that says I'm using it for food, then, I'm like, is it really?
What's your favorite Crumble cookie?
I just like the chocolate chip, and I also liked one they had that was
you try
peanut
the
butter chocolate, like a Reese's thing.
My sister in Christ. Did you ever try the French toast one?
No.
It was revolutionary. They should bring it back.
I also like the chilled ones. The sugar cookie with pink icing is nice.
Oh, I don't like those.
Really?
The chocolate chip one's kind of baller though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
My bad.
Big Dave sent 99 cents without a message. Thank you.
Big Dave.
I got two comments here that say bread is an enabler, bread is enabling addicts. It is not.
Wow.
You cannot make someone
Good job,
get
Brett.
help. I also don't know exactly what they're going to spend the money on. I can guess, but I can't know for sure. And I would rather give that money to the person directly than give it to a faceless corporation where a bunch of executives will take that
A lot
money.
of people say that you can just buy them like food or a drink or
Oh my
something
God.
they
I
need.
do that, and I've done that too. And
Dude,
that-
I do
I think
that,
that's always better.
and they always look at me like I hate you.
Yeah,
I
and
cannot
that's-
believe you just fed me.
Right. And even if they don't receive it well, I think it's still important to be kind to them.
Yep.
Hobbit said, gotta admit, I don't think about tipping. Does that mean you don't tip at all? You have to think about it at some point when the check comes, right? Unknown said, I idolize Dane, that is all.
we idolize you for idolizing Dane.
The that is all thing has really spread like wildfire, and I have no idea why. Who started it? What is that?
Is that for the meme review?
Yeah, she says she's trying to post it, but she can't.
Oh.
Aw. My two dads.
So for
There's a fan art of me and Brett and Dane, my two dads.
oh my god, this guy new
I'm the
profile
taller one
picture.
in that. I'm the taller one in that
That's
photo.
funny.
No, you're not. You don't have this beautiful of a beard.
Real height difference, by the way. Hobbit
That's
said.
insulting. Thank you.
My bad. I just
Hobbit said-
really like my beard.
Disclaimer, I've been out to eat maybe 3 times in the last 2 years, and 2 of them were catered events where my work paid for the food. Well, I understand why you wouldn't
Yeah.
need to tip then. Tacti Platy said, Dane, I'll duel you one day with me.
But he says the BEWD.
BEWD
That's Blue Eyes White
decks?
Dragon. I'm gonna wreck you, dude. That's a low tier deck. I'm a tier whore. I play all the top tier decks. I'm gonna break you. Sorry
Yu-Gi-Oh
about that.
feuds in the chat.
It's not a feud. I'm just gonna wreck him.
Rigatan said, Knight of the Black Knives is a scam. Godwin, Ranny, the assassins, all of them are crisis actors. A conspiracy to trigger the shattering.
But
I have no idea what that means.
I was gonna duel Waffle Sensei, but he's a little bitch.
Leave Waffle Sensei is amazing. Okay, we love waffles here.
He loves
Yeah.
it when I bully him.
When you what?
Bully him, Brett.
Don't make you're bullying Dane
I am
about his pronunciation
Bullying
of
the
bullying.
bully because he pronounces it like gold bullion.
Are we
and
supposed
not
to
like
say
bully?
bully?
Bully.
How are you supposed like that?
It's
ass,
a
how
U,
you
not a
supposed to
no.
say it?
I'm just saying.
Bully. No,
Bully.
bully. I'm thinking about it
That's
too
how I
much.
say bully.
Bully.
Halls and the Kid said, as a former pizza driver, I know how much a good tip means, so I always tip generously. I save money by rarely eating out.
I think this kind of comes up to what we were talking about with carts. Like, everyone picks the things that they care about, like you said, right? Like, you don't, carts mean more to me because I was a cart pusher, so I always put my cart back. Everyone kind of picks what they feel like. I will say, okay, I do have one story though. One time, this goes back to the homeless person thing. There's like a family that would always be outside in the corner, like by my work. And then when that job went out of business, I was out of business, and I gave like my last $5 to this family, knowing that it was probably a scam. And like,
Why?
I couldn't tell you
Brett.
why. And they were back like the next week, and I just kind of felt like, you know what? I knew that was probably going to happen. And I just laughed it off, and it is what it is. Were they actually homeless? I don't know. But, like, I guess I err on the side of, like, I try to be, like, less cynical.
I guess maybe it's better for your soul to give them that money than it is good for them materially.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's for whatever it meant for me. Like, maybe you're just rationalizing to yourself, but it feels like I'm kind of keeping from chipping away at my own soul by doing that.
I agree with that. Bryce E said, I always tip at minimum $5. Well, it depends, because like if your total is 10, I'm not going to tip 5.
Yeah.
Caper2X said, and tipping to an online purchase site for what? Oh, yeah.
Never. Yeah.
I've never seen that though.
They do that. Some of the skate shops have that option because in skating, like a lot of like that tip goes to like keeping the shop. It's like a bonus for a lot of people. Feel a lot of loyalty to specific shops that they get stuff from because the skating community is so small. So you can tip there. And one of them is like a friend of mine is a major team rider for one of these shops, and I will always leave a tip there and say, please give it to Chris. Does it actually go to him? I don't know, but I know the owner, so it's a little bit different.
It goes to Hookers and Blow.
Yes, probably.
So cynical, Dane. Matt said tipping big was a BDE move, elevating the tipper, not the tipped. Legally, at the end of the day, at the end of the pay period, you get at least minimum wage for hours worked. Potatoes for Seamus said, Brett, good job on paying it forward.
Yes, I can't always decide what they spend the money on, but I can still pay it forward. And you know, everyone's got their own crucible to work through. And if that is what it is, then it is what it is. But it's like I said, I guess it just maybe it's also like if you're being cynical towards yourself, you're like, are you really like you're not really fixing anything? You're really just assuaging your own emotional state. Not guilt, but isn't that kind of everything?
Do good things even if you're doing them for selfish reasons. Yeah. That's what I say. And then let the rest catch up.
The idea that like all good things are uniquely like there isn't a bit of selfishness in everything is silly.
Like if I feel like I don't read books often enough and I want to feel like I'm smarter in a selfish way for reading, I should just read anyway, even if I'm motivated by like my ego, right?
She just comes to talk to me. She always feels smarter after talking to me.
Oh, don't be so self-deprecating.
It's who I am.
Harold Wiley said, last week I saw a homeless guy holding up a sign that said, I'm not going to lie, I need beer. I gave him money. At least he was honest.
See, I would give more money to a guy with that sign. I would.
I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't either.
I would. Actually, I'd want him to word it differently because that just sounds like he read it off a meme. Like if I would if he was like, I'm a drunk, like
don't do some cringy internet meme on me, dude. I also have to think more about like how to interact with homeless people because I'm a woman and
that's
it's
a
just
fair
like
point.
a different ball game.
They're like, let me get some money.
Johnny Derp said, who started it? You're welcome. That is all. I don't know what you mean. Oh, Johnny Derp started that as all?
Yep. He started that as all.
He's an influencer. Shards of Narsil said, for restaurants, I double the tax for the tip.
Okay. Let's hold on to the rest and move on to the next topic.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're moving on. We're going to talk about China. We're going to talk about Hong Kong. It says the dark...
Based China.
Yeah, based China. Mary said that, not me. The Dark Knight screening stopped by the government. Hong Kong has put a stop to an outdoor screening of The Dark Knight in compliance with a 2-year-old law that has changed the media landscape of the city. Fun fact, in 2020, I was wearing a shirt that said "Freedom for Hong Kong" while filming skating edits, and whenever I would wear it, the views would just drop precipitously.
Really? Why?
I don't know if there was some type of
Like,
censorship.
if you posted it on Instagram,
Yeah, like
then
the views
Instagram might, like, suppress it.
I would you could look back to those videos and like the views per video were like 7 to 8K on most of them, and then on any one with a Freedom for Hong Kong shirt it was like 1K at most for a lot of them. And I was like, I don't know if that was some type of censorship, but it could have been. So it says a planned outdoor screening of Christopher Nolan's Oscar-winning The Dark Knight in Hong Kong has been canceled because of pressure from the government, Variety reports. The screening of the Christian Bale-led superhero flick has been scheduled for next Tuesday, October 27th, but on Friday, a message went out to ticket holders for the event organizer who said that the cancellation was based on a direction from the Hong Kong Government Office for Film, Newspaper, Article, and Article Administration. The first thing I thought of is there is a lot of Hong Kong and China referenced in this movie. One Lau is like a dirty Hong Kong banker, like businessman who Batman has to actually go to Hong Kong to get and bring back to Gotham because he's funding all the mobsters. And also, there's a really funny part in the beginning when Two-Face, when Harvey Dent is doing the trial, trying to put Maroni behind bars, and a guy like gets a gun into a courtroom and tries to shoot him, and the gun misfires, and he grabs the gun, he punches the dude in the face. He says, "Carbon fiber, 28 caliber, made in China. You want to kill a public servant, Mr. Maroni? I recommend you buy American." And it's just like a redressed Glock that they use in it. So that clearly wasn't from China, but that was like 2 references to China right off the bat there. I wonder if that plays a part in it because and also the banker Lau has police officers on his payroll, and they might not want you showing that there's corruption in Hong Kong.
Yeah, the statement that Warner Brothers made at the time seemed like they chose not to release it in China, but it definitely was imposed by the Chinese government. They said, based on a number of pre-release conditions that are being attached to The Dark Knight, as well as cultural sensitivities to some elements of the film, we've opted to forego a theatrical release of the film in China. So this is a long-standing thing before there were concerns about like LGBT themes being shown in movies there.
So governed by China while physically separated from the mainland, Hong Kong has passed a number of laws over the past few years, bringing it closer ideologically to the People's Republic. Variety points to one law in 2020, which resulted in a crackdown on journalism in the form of arresting reporters and shutting down news outlets, and another from the following year, which brought concerns of national security into whether The Dark Knight or any other film could be screened in Hong Kong. Funny how that term is crosses many borders, right? The term national security. Every country can use that as their justification for anything they want to do inland.
Yeah, I looked at the Reporters Without Borders ranking system for free expression and where Hong Kong ranked on there. I think it's their index is 148 over 180. So there are like different indicators regarding like politics, economics, law. There's not a lot of information about their media landscape, but they said once a bastion of press freedom, the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region of the People's Republic of China has seen an unprecedented setback since the national security law aimed at silencing independent voices.
I believe Joker didn't come out there either because they didn't want people.
Themes about police corruption and
political uprising.
Political uprisings are not aired there at all.
But they, what if they played like My Son Hunter?
Yeah, it's a difficult line to.
So to me, this is one of those things that I think should remind everyone here just how good you have it as far as freedom of expression. Mary would disagree a little bit.
Well, whenever we talk about like China's censorship of entertainment, I sometimes want to give them a benefit of the doubt that isn't afforded to us and say like they have their national values that they want to push and we have ours, and ours are a lot more imperialistic because we want to impose our values that are unique to the West onto the globe, and that's not fair either. And the Hong Kong government's their overt explanation for this is about violence, not about political themes. It's something it's an excuse that maybe is disingenuous, but one that I understand. I'm sure that like in America, it would be unheard of that any level of violence can't be shown on an outdoor venue.
Yeah. Yep.
But like that's their law, and they're enforcing it. And I don't feel like imposing my Western sensibilities onto them, and I don't really feel any type of way about it.
Do you think that that's becoming less and less of a problem here? Because like we're not sending our movies overseas now if they don't want them. Disney's choosing not to edit their movies to be released somewhere else,
and they make a big show of it too.
Yeah, and that's the annoying part, right? Is that they have to brag about how they're like, we're not. It's literally like the kids throwing soup on a Van Gogh, and then basically it's in front of people, right? They have to make a big show of the fact that we're going to get censored,
and talking big about what your movie accomplishes as a social impact.
Yes,
when in reality
they don't.
Makes no cultural impact whatsoever because it sucked.
I would
Lightyear being the best example of that.
The funny thing is their movies made so much more of a cultural impact when it was better hidden. When their agenda was far less noticeable, it was more subversive.
Yeah,
when you actually just kind of made movies that were genuinely diverse, people became more. I would argue that my generation in Gen X became more accepting of everyone around them because they saw it done in these movies in a way that didn't feel ham-fisted.
I'm not even sure of that. Because I think the idea that middle America needed to be influenced by Hollywood in that way is overblown and really indicts the character of Americans. Yeah. Just that implication that they needed instruction on morality from Hollywood, of all places, really bothers me.
I'm not saying that that's the only reason. I'm just saying that it may have reinforced what your parents were also teaching you, right? Like if your parents are teaching you to be a good person, love your neighbor, respect everyone regardless of whether they look like you or not, and then you also see it enforced culturally in the things that are important to the rest of your populace, then that plays a role, but it's not the only thing.
Yeah, as far as like racial diversity or racial tolerance, I suppose that's generally true, but now all of those values that were pushed in media before are being undermined by the diversity, equity, inclusion cult that is actually looking for a renewal of segregation.
That's the hardest thing for me to point out to people because it always sounds like insane when you show these people. Like I was trying to explain to my friend, like, they don't understand what's going on in the world. And I said, there's literally anti-Jewish centers going up in school. Like there's anti-Jewish sentiment in colleges. There's segregated dorm rooms in colleges and stuff like, or segregated graduation ceremonies. And that sounds insane because it's insane. And then you have to explain to these people that it's being done through the guise of left-wing activism and not a weird right-wing hatred of another group. It's backwards.
Well, it makes us look like the fools who are focusing too much on race when we point this out, right? Like, as stupid as it sounds to talk about the fact that they race-swapped the Teletubbies' son baby, they were the ones who put thought into it first. Yeah, they're the crazy ones.
That's.
I'm not crazy.
No, and now that, like I said, the worst job in the world right now would be a Hollywood casting person because every single decision you make is then going to be scrutinized for like not just being like back in the day they just had to worry about being scrutinized like you picked this crappy actor. Now they're going to be scrutinized on literally a bunch of stuff that were probably notes given to them by their studio execs. Like you have to cast somebody who looks like this. You have to cast somebody who looks like this.
I think whoever gets chosen to substitute Trevor Noah on The Daily Show is going to be very important because I swear to God, the world changed when they hired that stupid hack to substitute Jon Stewart because diversity used to be like we're all bros, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And now it's like, and now the person who is racially different from you. Yeah. Yet he holds this opinion that's very common because that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And the Daily Show really is they were the front runners of that when, again, that stupid hack got on that show. And I feel if they got someone funny
Yep.
and interesting,
Who wasn't looking for clapter.
for real,
Who
like it
also
would heal the
wasn't
nation.
a reprehensible person in private when the cameras are off, which
was-
seems to be the case with a lot of late night hosts.
I was
I don't
thinking
know
about-
anything about him outside of him not being very funny.
There was a
I'm
thing
from South Africa,
that
and I
Jay-Z,
think Americans are dumb.
there was a thing that Jay-Z did where he talked about black capitalism, and everything he described is just capitalism. And I think about how far gone our society is.
Well, what did he say about it?
He's just he doesn't want to call it capitalism because that's a dirty word now.
Wow.
But what he's describing is like how they as rappers turned their culture into a product that could be sold to the world, right? But it's still capitalism. You're just capitalizing and building capital on a culture, not on necessarily just a product. And I think about how our mindsets are so segregated now, and it just breaks my heart in a lot of ways to see people that divided all the time. Like maybe it's naive of me, but I don't want to think about it. Like, and then they would say that that's because that's from your place of white privilege. You don't have to think about it, right? But we all know that that's not true. But like, I don't want to judge people based on how they look. I don't want to judge people even based on. I don't want to judge people on how they look, where they're from, anything like that. I would like to judge everybody as an individual because, as cliche as that quote is, the smallest minority is always the individual, and I do follow that line of thinking that you're not your immutable characteristics. You're a person who's done things, said things that are irrelevant to how you look. And I want to judge you based on how you've treated me, how you've treated the people I know. I don't want to treat you based on how you look. And I feel like as much as we push back on that, and that's now considered, once again, an old school way of thinking, I don't know if we ever get back to there.
I wish that goodwill was still appreciated, but it's like I get to the cynical point where it's like, what's even what is even going to come of voicing that goodwill anymore?
I don't know what you mean by getting back to there, right? Because us three are from really different upbringings when you think about it. And we really agree on that. And I bet chat right now, they pretty much vibe with what they're saying. So, I mean, we're there, right?
Yeah.
We haven't gone anywhere. It's just the culture that they're propagating on us.
Yeah.
Will it ever get there? I'm like, dude, it's dying. Like, no one, like, who watches things? People hate watch things now.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people don't hate watch things, because it's views nonetheless and it's revenue nonetheless. If people stopped hate watching, these companies would be forced to change.
I guess that makes us part of the problem.
We are absolutely part of the problem.
That keeps coming up in our
Dave Smith would
conversations
be
that
proud.
we're part of the problems that we talk about because we hate watch or we talk about like media storms around a She-Hulk or Rings of Power or
The
whatever.
theoretical argument we could be making is that a lot of the people will watch us talk about it but won't watch the show, so we give them their ability to engage with the material without actually giving them the money.
But that's not true, though. That's you guys being really tough on yourselves. And, like, rare moment of me defending you guys. But
Wow, thanks.
no, for real, because so behind the scenes stuff, like me, Brent and Mary are always hanging up on here. And I remember when you guys were talking about Rings of Power before you ever did reviews, and you were like, you know, we really respect the Lord of the Rings fans, and we really know that they love this stuff. So we don't want to hate on it just because it's the cool thing. Yeah. If it's good, we want to give it its props regardless of the fact if it's woke or not. So I know that you went into it with hold up and you didn't like it. And and a bunch of people got upset in chat. Is like, why aren't you hating on this more? It's like, well, they didn't hate it, guys. You know, they gave you their God honest opinion, and like that's commendable. And
thank you guys.
As long as you like stay in that direction, I think it's good. It's not like we're not in sites besides the sites that people put us because they're silly and binary, and they just can't think of a world outside of that. It's weird. Like, we consume media and we have opinions upon it, and that's it.
In regard to this situation in Hong Kong, though,
Yeah. Tangent.
no, I like it.
I know, I'm a great orator.
I want to respond to the likely criticism that it's the CCP that enforces these rules about the media they consume, not the people and their values. I think it's a mix of both, and I don't want to brush past the fact that in the West, we honestly are under the thumb of equally tyrannical private institutions
that work hand in hand with the government.
Yeah. So I don't want to act like it's our responsibility to spread, our values of equality and freedom and democracy and blah, blah, blah to the rest of the world through movies and TV shows when, that would be ineffective if we even tried.
Yeah.
And it's presumptuous about what authority we should have over other cultures. And it's exactly that Western imperialistic attitude that has been condemned for so long by the same, I don't know what to call it, woke class. I hate saying the word woke, but it's exactly that, and it's self-contradicting.
There was also, this is kind of an aside, there was a weird theme of in Black Adam where they're talking about where the JSA is basically government intervention, and they're intervening in another country's business, in Kondak's business, and they do think of themselves as the good guy. He's like, we'll use force if necessary. That was so weirdly placed in there too.
That's another theme in Black Adam that they did not take full advantage of exploring in any way in the plot.
It was like they had a bunch of ideas on a board,
and they were just
the
throwing
Rocco's
it.
fun.
Right. They were just throwing all of that out there and not addressing it.
Yeah.
And there was this idea that each nation should have its own godlike superhero rise up to defend them and their resources and their identity. And there was just nothing done to really elaborate on that.
The son, Adriana's son, was also weirdly homicidal, really pumped about Black Adam killing people.
And having the catchphrase before he does it.
Before he kills people. That was a little weird. Yeah, he was the weak link of that movie. Not to get off subject.
For
but
sure.
Hollywood, if you're watching, I know you're watching, cast Sarah Shahi in everything. I'm just
also,
saying.
Hollywood, if you're watching, please stop making child actors out to be extremely obnoxious.
I mean,
That's never-
that's
in
not
all of our
yeah.
entertainment.
Yeah, that's
That's not a recent issue. That's been an issue for history.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! What was that movie we saw with Ryan Gosling?
Gray Man.
The Gray Man.
Where the sick girl was just obnoxious.
Yeah,
Same
I liked
thing.
her.
No.
She was too sassy for being that
she
sick.
was awful.
It's aren't you sick, dude? How do you have all this energy to clap back constantly?
Chat, you gotta help me, man. Everybody likes everything that I don't like and hates everything that I like.
You're just a hipster then.
No.
Or a contrarian.
See,
you're the contrary.
I got called that once by I got called a
Brett
contrarian
is the
once.
hipster and I'm the contrarian.
Okay.
What am I then?
That's what we could That's what we
Man
could have
of the
called this
people?
podcast.
Right, the populist.
We could have
There we
called
go.
this podcast the hipster and the contrarian.
I like
That's
that.
going to be our offshoot side hustle. Yeah.
Featuring guests such as the man of the people.
Exactly. Populist Dane.
Love that.
Super chats.
Bad App said Dane is the George Costanza of PCC. Do you
don't know.
concur?
Dude, not Friends. Seinfeld, I saw it. It was really boring.
Friends
Seinfeld
and Seinfeld.
All right. I in the past I was dating girls, and when they would like Friends too much, I knew it wasn't gonna go anywhere. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, it's sometimes like that. If someone likes The Office too much, it's that's not a personality trait.
It's
Slow your roll.
For real.
That's not a hobby, watching TV shows.
Dude, one of my best.
it's like when it becomes your whole identity.
It's, not an identity.
Dude, one of my
there's-
best high school friends had a the Office themed wedding.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh, no,
Oh my
no,
God.
no. Don't tell me they went down the aisle to Jason Derulo
I don't know if you guys.
Or Chris Brown Forever
I don't know, but I used to see The Office.
with like a dance sequence.
and it was for him, and they recreated like the scene like where they're in the waterfall. He's looking back with his bride. He's like, "This is us," and like those were like his wedding pictures.
There's a trend.
No.
I love you, Johnny.
There's a trend on TikTok and on Instagram that it's a guy who goes, what is one thing that's super annoying that people make into their whole identity? And then of course people list off a bunch of stuff that like people like, and then supposedly that's horrible because that makes people make their whole identity about that. I
think music people are like that. It's like this band. It's like,
I saw what it might have been the most incredible thing ever, where I saw one where a lady managed to not offend anyone. Like, I wish I would have saved it. Like, all the things that she listed were things that people make their whole identity, but somehow it wasn't offensive in any way to anyone.
It's usually the demeanor that helps.
Yeah, it must be, because the rest of them were always really snarky. Maybe it was that what it was. Maybe she's just I hate snark. Maybe that's like, I always talk about how I want characters to be likable. That's like a big thing for me whenever we're talking about movies. I'm like, this character was so likable. I don't think it's that I need them to be likable. I need them not to be not snarky pieces of shit.
Whoa.
Just say.
True.
Word.
Justin Geelan said, Brett, by you not rounding up, you're not tipping. Be better, Brett. What up, Dane?
What up, dude?
I take personal offense to that. I do not need to round up at Goodwill. Goodwill is a for-profit business. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, rounding up for charity is not the same as tipping.
Yeah.
Because the person offering it is not getting any of the money, obviously. Yeah. They're just told to do that. Clint said, what is considered 20% in super chats?
$1,000.
Yes.
20% of what, though? Rega Tan said, Dane, play Elden Ring. I was expecting you did.
I did play Elden Ring.
This person has been telling everyone to play Elden Ring.
Okay, well, your mission accomplished. I played Elden Ring.
Did you like
Thoughts?
it?
It's good.
Cool.
I mean, it's not... I like the Dark Souls and Demon Souls more.
Dustin says that sounded so snarky. Yeah, I kind of snarkily said I hate snark. I've become that which I hate.
I hate snark.
I love you when you vent.
I've become that which I hate.
I get
That's why they say you have your heart on your sleeve. That's what they like.
You look longingly into the abyss, and eventually the abyss looks.
Dude, that's Machine Gun Kelly singing Aerials. That is the abyss. That is
Machine
the
Gun Kelly is the abyss.
I mean,
don't look into his eyes for too long.
Got it.
Just remember.
I couldn't. He was staring down because he was ashamed of his performance.
Is it Machine Gun Kelly or is it Frosk in disguise? We'll never know.
I'll never know.
We'll never know.
Ew.
Frosk.
Gross. Potatoes for Seamus said, Brett, you are my spirit animal when it comes to giving.
Thank you. Thank you, Potatoes for Seamus. I don't know. Do I call you Seamus or do I call you Potatoes for Seamus?
Potatoes for Seamus.
Potatoes for Seamus.
There's only one Seamus Coughlin.
Unless this is him in disguise.
Imagine.
Bad tips Coughlin.
Waffle Sensei.
I wonder what Seamus tips. Think Seamus tips well?
Are Irish people good at tipping?
That's worse than...
I don't know. Maybe that potato famine scarcity mindset kicks in and they're real cheapskates about it. Who knows?
I've definitely gone to dinner with Lydia. I don't know how she tipped, though.
Ori Nabisco says, you don't like snark. I thought Captain Cold was pretty cool. Yes, when it fits the character to be snarky, that makes a little bit more sense. It's when they make random characters that don't need to be snarky, needlessly snarky.
When do they need to be snarky?
Here's the thing about snark, you guys. You gotta be generally likable.
That was the snarkiest... Yeah. Also, it was Wentworth Miller. At least in that show, if he's talking about the Flash version of Captain Cold, it was done by Wentworth Miller, and Wentworth Miller is fantastic.
I think you gotta be like 95% chill most of the time, and 5% snark. If you're just 100% snark, then you're an asshole, and no one likes you.
It's like it was written by like a middle-aged California woman when it's that much snark, because only they would think that people talk like that in the real world.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Waffle Sensei said, Dave, you're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Shut up, Waffles.
Prepare for your own demise.
He always says that and never plays me. Dude, you're going to get wrecked. Ooh. Same as that other guy in chat that was like just talking about a bunch of garbage-ass decks. Like, you're also going to get wrecked. Oh, it's Indie Uke. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Anyway, I'm going to wreck you both.
New Yu-Gi-Oh channel at Timcast Media coming soon.
That would be incredible.
Yu-Gi-Oh cast. Yu-Gi cast.
And it's just us three.
Yeah.
Still.
Who've never I've
It'd
never
be
played.
dope.
Yeah.
And we're
I'll-
just
I'll
sitting
just
here
sit
like
there.
watching you tell people you're gonna pwn them.
That would be awesome. What a podcast.
Caper2X said, Mary, you're showing your CCP bias, comrade. It's the party making the rules, not the population.
By the way, PCC is CCP almost.
Just
Also,
backwards.
there was something in that.
Oh my
It was
God.
either no.
Think about it.
Coincidence?
Think about it. Coincidence? I think not.
I was doing some reading earlier about the freedom movement in China, and it said the local government did a survey of citizens and found that 75% don't prefer independence. Like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure if the government is doing any type of survey, they're like, so what
Sponsored
do
by
you
Pfizer.
think about independence?
There's also a survey there's a survey
With a
we were
gun.
looking at about like happiness index in different nations, and China was like suspiciously in the
Oh,
middle.
yeah.
Like nothing's wrong, but also nothing's
Nothing's-
suspiciously right.
Nothing to see here.
Dude, I lived
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico when it was the happiest place on earth for 3 years in a row, and it did feel happy.
It's
I think it's because chicks were hot.
yeah, probably.
Then they stopped being hot.
They moved. Yeah, they moved. A lot of hot chicks moved out.
It's like
Oh.
it's like
That'll do it.
there's like anytime you see like a really attractive woman that skates, you're like, which part of South America is she from? They're all from South America.
Caper2X. Oh no. Darth Doza said, Brett, you have the best taste in movies. Episode 227 recommendation with honors is so full of great lines. Simon's eulogy and Montgomery Kessler, who will graduate life with honors, always tears me up. Bravo, good sir.
It's one of those things, man. I don't think you make movies with that much heart in it anymore. Like, first of all, like Brendan Fraser is just somebody corrected me on that saying the other day. I don't remember. It's Fraser.
Fraser?
Fraser. I don't know.
Really?
Whatever. Bleh.
That's news to me.
That like his like there's so much sincerity. Like him, Maura Kelly. I don't feel like movies are made with that level of sincerity anymore. It's
Yeah.
almost a coming of age tale in a way. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again. It's like it's only available on like I have to rent it. Like it wasn't even purchasable. It's like I have to rent it on Amazon. I think I'm gonna rent it this weekend.
I just realized that like most of the movies I like are coming of age, but that's something that you can span across multiple genres.
Yep.
I like 2000s comedies.
Me
like
too.
Old school. Oh my god.
Except if it's Adam Sandler, I can't do it.
I can't handle the Adam Sandler hate here.
Adam Sandler has great movies. What's that where he played golf? Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Billy Madison.
Somebody was talking. There was
Incredible.
a really funny. It says everyone talks about the Bulls' run from '92 to '90, or from 90, whenever they won the NBA, like 95 to 99. They're not talking about the incredible Adam Sandler run of movies
Dude.
from 95 to 98, which
He had
was
a
like
big-
Adam Sandler is just not.
Nah, dude. You had to be there.
me.
You had to be there for
Okay,
the
fine.
Billy Madison.
He's kind
That's always the excuse, is that you had to be there.
he's
but
kind of
I
like
wasn't there.
he's
Okay.
kind of like early Jim Carrey. You had to be there to understand what a cultural like icon he was at that time.
Okay,
really
I
was.
have like a traumatic memory of Adam Sandler.
What did Adam Sandler do?
I was at a friend's house one Thanksgiving, and I was helping her mom make food.
Did you just say Friendsgiving?
No, on Thanksgiving.
Okay, never mind.
I didn't say Friendsgiving. Did that really make you angry?
No.
Okay. I was helping her mom make food, and her mom was just kind of an uptight, weird, angry person. So I was trying not to like rustle any feathers. But she had the radio on, which is kind of strange, and it was playing this Adam Sandler skit that's like the Thanksgiving like song that he
The Hanukkah
played.
song.
Yeah, whatever it
Put
was.
on your yarmulke. It's time to celebrate Hanukkah.
I don't remember anything about it other than this. I knew that there was this line coming up because I'd heard it before. It just went to the part where Adam Sandler says, "My brother used to blank with baby oil."
What?
Like, do you know that line?
No.
No.
He sang that line on the radio, and then she just like was so frigid. I was like
That's hilarious.
awkwardly like cutting up some potatoes or something, and I was just like,
Dude, there was.
Adam Sandler's also loved because he's like he treats his like original crew of like people that worked with him as like ride or die homies. Like if you worked with Adam Sandler early on, you're getting work for life.
By the way, I've seen memes that say Billie Eilish dresses like Adam Sandler.
Dude,
and like those baggy ass button downs and cargo shorts.
Yeah.
And in the Billy Madison movie, they had the greatest line of all time, which was, "Mr. Madison, what you said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Bill Murray to Adam Sandler.
I award you no points.
And may God have mercy on your soul."
Yep.
That's Bill Murray. I relate to Bill Murray in his seething
line.
rage at the SNL cast, especially Adam Sandler.
Dude, Tim dropped that on a IRL episode. I was like, what a legend.
Yeah.
He just like randomly dropped that.
Johnny Derp said agreement is overrated. We need to encourage civil disagreement rather than just wanting everyone around us to make the same noises. Clown world, that is all.
Well, that's what we do here. Me and Mary. Like I remember, like one day.
I hope we do.
One day before an episode, it was like 2 hours. It was like an hour before an episode, and we had been arguing about the death penalty for like an hour.
And then we continued it after the show.
It was like one of those things where it's like it was the most like throwback argument. It's like we might as well be arguing about like the ozone layer.
Yeah.
like who's arguing about the death penalty anymore? But it was like it's good. Like me and Mary argue about stuff off camera all the time. But there's I'd like to think a lot of like respect.
We don't fight.
No, we
For
No, you really
public
don't.
record.
You never fight.
no, we just
it's
have
insane.
we have our disagreements, and that's fine. That's what it's all about.
It's kind of a miracle because for our job, we are expected to be around each other for hours
Yeah.
a day,
Yeah.
almost every day. And you would think like more problems would arise,
Mary goes home. She's like, oh, thank God.
especially with as disagreeable as I am. You
Yeah.
would think something would happen, but
Mary's-
it's actually quite fine. Up
Mary's disagreeableness is directly matched by my agreeableness, and they level out somewhere in the middle.
It's like parallel lines.
Yeah.
No, Brett is secretly just like violently angry.
He only
all the
disagrees
time.
with
just
me.
throws chairs at me if I disagree with him about
She's
anything.
like, well, I don't know about that. Shut up, Mary.
Brett only disagrees about the things I love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing.
And then my dads argue.
She hates that. She's going to be in therapy for years.
Yeah, I mean.
Bobcat said, Seamus tips in potatoes. Of course, he also pays for things in potatoes.
Amazing. I wonder what type of potatoes do you think Seamus likes the most?
I think he likes golden potatoes. He seems like the kind.
Favorite type of potato?
Golden, yeah.
Of ours or Seamus?
Of any of yours?
Like a really good mashed potato. No
Oh.
lumps.
Baked potatoes all the way for me.
Yeah, baked potatoes.
We ate
Oh, home
Loaded
fries are good.
Loaded baked.
I never really thought about that. I guess I don't really put fries in the same I mean, I know they
No.
are potatoes, but yeah. Yeah.
I also like steak fries, and I think
Now I'm hungry.
shoelace fries are awful.
Really?
Yeah, it's like barely any
I
potato.
love
in there.
shoelace.
There's barely any potato.
What they call like home potatoes or whatever.
Home fries.
That shit's bomb, dude.
It's bussin' for
Oh,
real. Belyasa said, "How do I send a super chat? Am I doing it right? No, wait, don't send."
Well, you did it correctly.
There you go.
I do like the there wasn't like a ... to signal the end of send. They just let it go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Matt said, Hebrews 12:14, pursue peace with all people and be holy. Without holiness, no one will see the Lord. It's intent plus acts, not just intent. Acts 5 addresses it too.
Is that true?
Well, yeah, intent is what we were talking about with like giving someone money,
Yeah.
even if you don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
It still is edifying for your soul, even if it doesn't have the consequence you wanted it to have.
It kind of goes. There's this weird trend. Okay, like in comic, like people that raise money for comics, like if you're not part of like the actual like indie comic scene, there's like a weird trend amongst people like where they don't want to profit. They feel like it's bad to make any type of profit.
How
So-
do you think that the big studios have made it where they are, though?
So like when they raise money, they make these like pie charts about where the money's going to go. They're like paying people this, this, and this, and then they're like they're scared to let you know that you're going to profit it at all.
People are so lame. I hate when it's like,
Yeah.
All profit is theft.
Yeah.
No.
I think that has really changed
commerce.
over the years. Like, remember in early YouTube days when a lot of YouTubers would get, like, when AdSense first was implemented, YouTubers would get absolutely flamed by their audiences if they were thought to be sellouts trying to make money off of YouTube. And nowadays, it's the complete opposite. It's completely turned around where people's audiences are eager to fund them and support them so that they don't have to do YouTube on the side and they can fully commit to whatever that project is.
The best thing is the socialist streamers on Twitch that don't pay their staff. Those people are
really showing their true colors.
honestly, God bless them.
Bad App said, I want a Keanu Reeves, Nick Cage, Brandon Fraser, Tom Cruise, old man. What?
I want Latina Brett as Wolverine. There, I said it.
Latina Brett?
Old man full frontal Wild Hogs reboot.
Wait, what is this?
I never saw Wild Hogs, but I know what you're talking about.
I don't even know what it is.
I want to see all of those guys along with Matthew McConaughey, even though he's kind of a weird. He's like delving into politics now, which is cringe.
He's been doing that for a while, though, hasn't he?
He was like,
it's been years.
is he going to run as a Democrat or alt-right?
I love that.
That's funny. Waffles Sensei said, it's actually really sad Mary didn't see old Adam Sandler movies. Basically, everything from 50 First Dates and back is legend. Everything after is trash.
Go watch Hustle. Which he made. It's not a comedy. It's a drama with sprinklings of comedy. It's about a guy. He works for the NBA. I don't remember what team is it, the Celtics. And he's like a what do you call it? A scout for an NBA team, and he's been trying to get on the actual coaching staff for years. And he finds this dude in Spain and brings him to the U.S. and the team doesn't want him because he has like a conviction for like a violent crime in Spain, which is funny when you think about the NFL. But like the idea here is like he funds this dude's training to get him to the next combine to like try out for the team himself, and doesn't tell this dude that he's doing it because he considers it like his last chance to really make it in the NBA, because they keep wanting making him a scout and not letting him move up in the coaching world. It's really, really, really good and unexpectedly deep. It's on
Should
Netflix.
watch Survivor, and I'll watch that.
I was speaking to the royal you. Everyone should watch
You
it.
look straight at me.
That's true.
Very lovingly
Everyone
too.
should
I kinda
watch.
digged it.
Everyone should watch the movie Hustle. It's on Netflix. It's very good. The only thing that's really unbelievable about it is that Queen Latifah's in it, and they say she ran track in college. I don't know if I buy that Queen Latifah ran track in college, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
Indie Uke said, Lila and Judgment Dragon cannot save you, Dane.
Quacky Mirror Dragon
Mirror
shuts down all
Dragon.
special summons. I will call your despair into you. Brother, I played Judgment Dragon 10 years ago. Okay, you're still stuck in Boomer Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay? You can't beat me with your old decks. I'm a young, spry chicken. I'll play any top-tier deck, and I'll wreck you. Okay? It's beyond a joke at this point.
Also, people are pointing out that Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler was really, really good.
Fred's still on that.
If people want to watch Uncut Gems,
Okay, Tom Cruise or Adam Sandler, who's better?
Tom Cruise.
What the hell?
Tom Cruise.
That's so like.
I mean, that's not really a fair comparison.
Yeah,
but
well,
that's a. All right, guys, it is time.
He's even funnier.
Well, one more. Bad App said it's a movie about wild hogs, Mary.
God dang. Gosh dang.
Stop taking the Lord's name in vain.
I said gosh dang.
Meme
It's
review.
time.
Say it again.
Meme review.
Mary?
Meme review.
All right. Here we go, guys.
Sorry, Peter Pie.
So, this is the Pop Culture Crisis subreddit we are going to look at right now. And that first one offends me.
I love it.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Why?
Why is she carrying
Why is she
you?
carrying me? It should. Remember, I pointed out earlier when we were talking about the scene in Black Adam where Cyclone kicks Atom Smasher out the hatch, because the woman can never be the one that's worried or second guessing herself. That is so Hollywood to make her carry me. It should be
You're
me
offended.
carrying Brett Cooper
They did a really
across the threshold.
If you're fresh, they did a really based one of me.
I love this.
Here we go, Marion.
Oh,
Oh gosh. Like, I would make a better son baby than this.
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, so
God.
scary.
Watching teenage girls kiss each other.
Wow, you are a better son, baby. That's crazy.
I want this to be a reality.
Oh my God, that was
that was
incredible.
good.
God, that
yeah.
was great.
I wanted to watch it one more time. I'm sorry.
Sure, me too.
The commie son
Like I would
baby
make a better
is
son baby
defeated.
than this.
So creepy.
Yeah, I like watching teenage girls kiss each other. It's hot.
Where did that come from?
Oh,
That was an early episode. That had to be a really
no,
early
it
episode.
wasn't even that that early. But I was like, I was talking about like people who make Euphoria and stuff, like TV
sure.
producers that like make weird shows with like themes about high schoolers.
Like anything any celebrity says or any new show and says, from a young age, I was prepared for the world to be evil and cruel. I was never prepared for it also to be something and stupid. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. There is a fantastic reference to the movie, the Goofy movie. That I guess that's you, Mary, because that's
The ghost emoji is signifying it's me.
that's the song from Tevin Campbell from Powerline in that movie Stand Out. There's also a great remix to it that I've been listening to lately from a group, an a cappella group called Duly Noted has a version of that song.
Okay.
Everyone go download Duly Noted Stand Out. It's very,
There's
very
more
good.
Goofy movie.
Yep. Ben Affleck was the best Batman.
Market
I
manager.
never said that. I never said he was the best Batman. I merely said he wasn't an awful Batman. And I also want to point out that it's mostly due to how jacked he was while he's in the costume. He's awesome.
I like that this was posted 2 hours ago, and it's basically recounting the same conversation that's happened today.
I love that he puts Dane market manager extraordinaire. I'm the market manager.
Well, I'm the Karen who wants to speak to the manager to tell you that Survivor is not good and Ben Affleck is awesome as Batman.
My sweet tacti platy. It's marketing man
Extraordinary.
I love you though.
Meghan Markle claims to be oppressed. Mary?
I know, right?
I think that there's going to be a universal amount of mileage they're going to be able to get out of the eyes.
The laser eyes
laser
is
eyes.
truly evergreen.
I don't know who that is in that picture.
What do you mean?
Yeah, me
George,
neither.
this is George Washington and Chris Chan, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for that.
We should be doing more audio for the people who are listening right now.
Well, if you're listening, you should be watching right now.
Yeah, for real, dude.
You deserve to see these memes.
So this is me and you as I guess that makes me Scarecrow in Batman in the Dark Knight, where people not wanting to look at.
Kardashian news and Ezra Miller news.
See, everybody hates the Kardashians and Ezra Miller.
At least the
Dane
Ezra
hates-
Miller news is actually
I hate
interesting.
Ezra Miller. Dude,
All women are disgusting. There's lots of them.
I was watching an episode of the Kardashians yesterday. They were like, I love Pete Davidson. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great in the future when they break up.
They point out that's Ben Franklin, not George Washington.
Oh, okay.
Lol.
Uh,
We're dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them. I've had enough of women. I don't want to have anything to do with women. Why? Well, that doesn't require much explanation. Your girlfriend is like your mother. I'm often accused of being gay. Well, yes. Obviously, meow, let's go kill some
Meow.
snakes. Hitler did this beautifully. The Nazis were unbelievably great, Nazi-like. Like, what the hell is that? Look.
Okay.
I should have known that is a meme on here because we have the money.
Dude.
Meghan Markle looks like the type of woman who can't boil water.
Mary
See,
probably.
there's a couple of these Mary probably, Brett probablys that are actually like real quotes. So that's not really probably. We did actually say that.
They're just going to replace it with something even more cruel.
Yes. Frosk is the low-budget Machine Gun Kelly that doesn't have it all together or something. I think I said something much worse than that off air, but we can't.
Oh, you definitely have. Yes.
We'll
You guys have no idea how savage Brett really is.
It's,
By the way,
Except
that-
for when I post the drafts of YouTube thumbnails on my Instagram story, such as Meghan Markle bitches about feeling like a bimbo.
yes, bitches is the best part.
She looked great in that little dress.
Is
though.
that Bubba Wallace? in the top one? I'm assuming that's supposed to be Bubba Wallace, and that's Dale Earnhardt Jr.
I don't know.
Wait, you're skipping over the shopping cart one.
Did we? Did we miss?
Return your
Oh.
shopping cart at once. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Well, I guess we get like somebody to follow you around. I still say
I'll
if-
be martyred for my cause.
You
I
will.
don't care.
You will. That's she's gonna like on her grave. There's gonna be a picture of a shopping cart in the middle of a parking lot next to her name.
That's my legacy.
Yeah, it will be your legacy. Is that Bubba Wallace? Can somebody in the chat let me know if that's Bubba Wallace? Because I have no idea who that is. I know, obviously, I think the
First
other ones.
crash.
Yeah. I could be wrong about that. Let's see. Full.
Purple people are underrepresented.
It says, "I'm tired of you people." What do you mean, you people?
And it's what's his name?
It's Robert. It's from
Tropical
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Lol.
By the way, it's funny to me that in Hong Kong they replaced Dark Knight with playing Iron Man. They just replaced
I told you he's Batman, but
replaced it for CCP friendly Marvel movie.
based.
Mary, be like, put away shopping cart or draw 25.
I drew the
I
25.
played Uno for the first time on July 4th this year.
They changed the rules, Brett.
I had never played before in my life.
Really?
Wait,
it's such
when?
a fun game.
July 4th this year.
I was with you on July 4th.
Yeah.
I didn't see any
At
Uno
the
game.
when we were at Shane's.
Oh.
Dude, they changed the rules now. When someone gives you a draw 2, you can't throw another draw 2 to make him draw 4. I'm ignoring that. I don't care. That's the whole
You
point
can't
of the
just
game.
change the rules.
I know.
Uno.
I'm ignoring it.
Dustin
I'll
says,
draw 1,000.
Dustin in the chat says, "Remember to shame your local cart returner."
No, dude.
Yes.
Mary's like, "Yes."
Remember to unreturn the cart of a cart returner today.
Mary just goes out into carts and just pulls them out of the
Just
return.
if you ever see a loose cart, you're gonna think of me, and that's the psychological warfare.
I'm not
for
saying
engaging
anything, but I'm going to leave this one on screen.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, listeners, be glad that you can't see that one.
I do agree that pancakes are better than waffles, though.
They're not, just objectively.
Okay, well.
This is a Tacty Platty one. He sent me this one. It says, deadline, Ezra Miller pleads not guilty to felony burglary charges. Flash faces 26 years in Vermont prison is convicted. And then, of course, it's got the sign that says 0 days since Ezra Miller was last in the news. Really, it should be 0 days since Ezra Miller has been last mentioned on Pop Culture Crisis.
Yeah,
At
the
one
news,
point, it
right?
legitimately was like that, and also Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, obviously. And now it's Kanye West, but
Yeah.
we just got tired of that because he's in the news literally every day.
Yep. Dane?
Oh, this one's incredible.
Oh. Realistic, by the way.
I'm way more jacked.
Audio. I don't want to get copyright on this
man.
bad boy. That's a bummer, too, because I love Hulk Hogan's theme song.
Aw.
Can I sing it, though?
You can sing it. Go ahead.
All right, stuff. Oh,
There's more to
that's
it,
me
though.
clowning on you.
Hold on. We'll go back and we'll start it
This
over.
really deserves a full viewing.
Boom.
I guess, do we just play it with the audio?
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Stop the match.
There's a great episode of House where a little girl who comes in with her mom.
You lost me a good episode of House. Get wrecked, Brett. Hot take. The Joker is overrated. Get wrecked,
Love
Mary.
Bubba Ray Dudley.
No, definitely not it. She's saying like crepes are better than pancakes.
No, they're not.
Crepes are LGBTQ pancakes. We all know this. Breaking news. Actors are supposed to play people they're not. That's true, though. So right, me. I'm pretty pumped, dude. It's like we smashed the record. Like, we're at 7 now? Crazy.
That hair.
Oh, my God. Let's make more records. The fans don't lie. They want the boys. They do. They
They
do.
want the boys. They
want
want
the
the
boys.
sausage party.
Eat your heart out, Hannah Clan.
So
So pleased with himself.
how do you feel about yourself, Dane?
I rule, dude. It's like 10 out of 10, frankly.
I love Mondays because of you.
Aw.
It says this is for Brett. You don't, and this is from James McLeod. He says, you don't actually want to play GoldenEye 007. You want to return to a time in your life when you didn't understand how bills worked, mortality was just a game mechanic, and making new friends was as simple as playing GoldenEye in a friend's basement.
It really was that easy.
Oof.
No, I actually still want to play GoldenEye.
Yeah, for
Okay,
real.
but it might be both.
But there's a little bit of nostalgia there, absolutely. But, that's fine. It's still a great game. We love that game.
Dude, that game rules. I'll drop Bando.
Hillary Clinton adopts an alien baby. What is that? Do I want to click on this one?
That's absolutely terrifying.
It's Mary.
I'm not clicking on that one. And that's, yes. Mondays with Dave. That's the...
It's my sick body.
You need to take that and make it a profile picture.
Please.
You do.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Nobody else noticed the resemblance between Mary and Taylor Momsen. Who's Taylor Momsen?
No idea.
She's the lead singer of the Pretty Reckless. I'll take it. Thank you.
There's definite comparison there.
Yeah, for sure.
When was that picture
They're
taken?
both
Is
women.
that recent?
The one of me?
Yeah.
That was like a year ago.
Time flies. Yeah. Did we show everyone the picture of you with Blair White from like 2017? I wish we had that
Oh, yeah.
one. Black-haired Mary was terrifying.
Black
to
hair
me.
Mary, covered in acne, super awkward, wearing like an Illuminati t-shirt
What?
that said like knowledge is power or something.
What a queen.
For the last time, Miss Morgan, will you please read the super chat? So it's Chuck Schumer. Senator Schumer, I'm not reading that. Let's see the full image. Is there more?
Will Mr. Badapp please take the stand?
I would love to see Mr. Bad App take the stand. Yep.
Why are we trying to why we are trying to save Mary?
Wait, we're going to go back to the top quick. We just got a super chat that told us to go back to the top and refresh. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Why is it when something happens, it's always you three? Vanguard, State Street, and Black Rock.
For real.
I was thinking it was going to be us three.
Oh, we're getting live updates? I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yes, keep posting more memes.
What does that say?
I have no idea what
I don't get that one.
That looks like it was made by Dolly.
You know it's good for gun violence prevention is firearm. It's like nothing to do with us. Oh, dang, that's
Hell yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Sick.
you're looking good there, my friend.
I'm the king of games, dude. That's the protagonist of Yugi with my face superimposed in it.
All right.
Because I'm the best, dude.
There's one with Hannah Claire that I need to find that was absolutely my favorite.
Oh, it was so creepy.
It's so creepy. We have to find it. There's Comrade Mary. What do you think, Mary?
Oh, love it.
Sees the memes of production and freedom of press. Well, Mary, I don't know about freedom of press, but Mary definitely wants to get rid of the printing press.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that would have stopped communism from ever, coming into existence if we got rid of the printing press.
We only listen to Mary.
what the heck?
So really,
Satan?
I'm anti-communist.
What the heck, Satan? Why am I in hell? I don't deserve this. I'm a good person. Okay, let me check your file. It says you refused to return carts and left them in the parking lots, and then spat in the faces of those trying to correct you and save your soul. Also, you double parked a lot. I mean, a lot. Do you want another? Do you want to hear another joke? No, thanks, Hitler.
Damn.
Wow. I feel so attacked right now.
Yeah, that's.
Dane, this one's for you.
Do you get this?
I don't get it.
Oh, it's a game called Silent Hill, and when sometimes you'd stare at anything, it'd be like it's bread.
Oh.
Or
This one's
It's
creepy.
Brett. Where did they get that picture of you?
That's a skating. That's that's on my
Oh.
Instagram.
Ghost girl caught on camera.
Again. Wow, that's some good Photoshop work with the green and yellow there.
there we go.
Me wearing my babushka veil.
When your Chinese food is stacked so poorly, the bag. Yes, it's the Leaning Tower of Chinese. You have to say it in a Pauly Shore voice, though,
Yeah.
if you haven't seen the Goofy movie.
Which why wouldn't you?
The Fast and Furious franchise is the worst thing that ever happened to the car community.
The car
The
community.
car community.
I'm not part of the car community, so I can't really speak to that, but I love those movies. Okay, it says no music safe for live, meme for Pop Culture Crisis meme review, so we can play it.
Oh, okay.
Mary, you want to read it out loud?
Sure. Because I've never been the type to break up a happy home. But there's something. Wait, I can't.
There's something about baby girl I just can't leave alone.
Tell me, Ma, what it's gonna be. She said.
Ah, now there's audio. Oh, I've had to
Aw.
play the audio not muted from the beginning. Oh, I did.
The
see this
copyright stuff sucks for meme review.
one. Yep. Nelly. Here it comes.
Bad app. I'm not reading that.
See, that's got to be our first merch. But except, can we put Bad App on the merch?
Well, it's got to be like a collab with Bad app.
Ah, stop it.
What happened to no audio?
That was the other one that
yeah.
did have audio.
Dude, no. The first shirt has to be waffles, pancakes, or French toast.
Check box or order. It says,
Has
Scar,
to
help
be.
me, I'm slipping. Self-care is cutting toxic people from your life. What? You are so valid. Good vibes only. This sparks joy.
joy.
There's literally nothing worse than people who talk about good vibes only. Like, it's the same people who are then just awful to you when they don't like you.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's like people who are like, it doesn't cost anything
Chicks
to
that
be
have the-
kind.
It costs
Lit-
literally $0 to not spread hate speech online.
What chicks that have the live, laugh, love?
Yep.
Those are serial killers. 100%.
Have you ever seen the video of the guy who's like, his wife is like, she's like yelling at him while she's fixing something, and he responds with only weird affirmations that are part of science in their house? It's freaking incredible.
And she was like, "Yeah, honey, but."
But we need to work this fight out. He goes, yeah, but we can live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
Like, and he says it for like every single one. There's like all these like annoying
just a
like
new,
Hobby Lobby
like,
signs
yeah.
all over the house, and he just gets
He's
but he's on his phone and he's zooming into them as he then reads them.
Being
And she
lovers
does-
means that we're best friends. And she's like, "Yeah, that's why it's important that we talk." And
And then at the end, she just walks out when she I think it's the live, laugh, love one at the end that she finally realizes that something is up. And then she just walks
I mean,
out.
it looks pretty fake from the beginning, but
Fashion and death. Mary Morgan, first of her name, the ghost of pop culture, the protector of plushies, and the mother of memes, the liberator of carts.
wow.
I love the mother of memes too. That's great.
Well, they were moms much younger back then because they died at like 30 years old. So
You gotta
And
show the
then-
two dads one.
that is the
Another
new face
one
of
of
hate.
me in my my comrade gear.
Comrade Mary.
Bad app. I'm not reading that.
I'll read it.
Why?
You would I can't read it, right? Should
You're
we
gonna
read-
get clipped if you say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Well,
Whoever
it's-
says it's gonna get clipped.
Yes. Yes, Mary is a prophet.
Is Mary a prophet? Yes, I am.
Before we
From
go on,
Shane Combs
I have this-
contacted several Herd Stan accounts in order to further step up the effort of making Amber look innocent.
I do think it's scary when you think about the power that someone who works for a big PR firm can have by saying, we go back to what I said about weasel words. She doesn't say, but they imply what that means when they say, think about your family, right?
Right.
That's what are you supposed to take away from that? Quote, if in fact this is a working endeavor and you think you're going to slander me in print for telling the truth after conspiring with a team who threatens independent journalists and their family members with hints of violence, people will know you for your allegiance to PR thugs instead of words or articles.
PR
that me?
Thugs is a really catchy
We'll
one.
start a band called the PR Thugs. Let's
Way
go.
I wish I knew what it was that you didn't.
Why does she look so evil there?
Oh my.
She they could have had her play the aunt.
Can you show Jessica's My Two Dads?
Is it in the top? Oh my god.
It's in
Oh my god.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is that me? That's the worst image of me.
It's
I'm-
you and Bronwyn.
Whoever made this should be banned
Together
and censored
forever.
forever. I have changed my opinion on freedom of speech and expression. Whoever made this should be banned. No? No?
No,
I'm good
I'm
with
pro. I'm
Yeah,
pro.
I'll go with it.
Hello, crisis actors. That's you, Mary. When you're on your way to give your
I
reports
think that
on
should
us to the
that
feds.
should be my Halloween costume, a
Yes.
crisis actor.
Well, you should just come as a fed.
Well,
You
yeah,
mean
that's a lot better.
You should just come. Oh, that's the Hannah Claire one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is
It's
kind
so
of this is the
disturbing.
one I really wanted. That's the Shredder theme. One of the best themes ever, too.
Look at Mary in the back.
No.
I never see all this movie.
Does anybody have any idea about
Who or what this is? I don't know. But I bet he never has to look for a can opener.
Hi, I'm Hannah Claire Brimlow. I'm a writer for TimCast.com, and I'm being forced to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies. You can find me on Instagram at hannahclaire.b.
I can't wait until she sees this one.
There, but I like it in concert.
Where is she on the Fast and Furious?
2 or 3.
She keeps like finding them so boring she falls
I
asleep in the
wanna know
middle.
who made that one? I want to know how long it took to make that one. Gross John, how long did it take to make that one?
Amazing.
Yes. What did they say?
Your
But
editing skills.
I was wondering what movies and TV shows Brett would like that were also liked by the PCC Nation. I like the Fast and the Furious movies. Have you seen any of these, Mary? I've looked at.
I have
a lot
not.
Of these.
I was thinking about watching Tokyo Drift because it was more popular than
I
the
like that
rest.
one.
That is okay.
Who else wants Mary to review Daredevil?
Yeah, I think I would actually like to hear.
Most
your opinion
people
on
said
Daredevil.
yes.
I voted no. By
My younger brother is like kind of obsessed with it, so whenever he asked me to watch it, I was like, no, I didn't want to do it just because he was asking me to. But
Yeah.
like, I'm open to watching it. Sure.
This one here, Mary. So you're basically ET in this one.
And you're pushing me in a
Yes,
car.
we're gonna fly.
I kind of
over.
love it. It's kind of
I
cute.
kind of want to save it and send it to you later.
Yeah.
I might. Maybe I'll make that my default picture. on
Taking
Facebook.
Mary back to the mothership. That's sweet.
Is that? I had to look at that one twice. I was like, "Is that Ron Jeremy?"
That's funny.
Watching unsecured carts get hurled towards parked cars by the wind, seeing them get hit, realizing one of them was your car. How would you feel about that if one of your car got hit?
My car is already pretty severely beat
up.
up from my poor driving skills, so
Oh.
I'd be okay with it.
Gross John is in the chat. It took him 5 hours to make the Hannah Claire one, so that is
No way.
a
Thank
lot
you
of,
for your
thank you so
efforts.
much. Dude, that was incredible. That was,
5 hours.
Wow.
that was incredible.
Were
Thank
you
you.
crawling? Did you get a heart attack in the middle of it?
The Truth About Carts. This one I've seen. Finding Love and Returning Carts, the movie you didn't need.
But the movie you deserve.
Yes. it was the
They're really shipping Mary and Bada.
yeah.
Yeah, I am not on board with this.
Why not?
I do not condone this.
It's not to you.
Apparently.
I do also like that this was the original one that doesn't have the bad conclusion, but then they add the bad conclusion.
Yeah.
They're like, Mary's not getting away with that one. Mm-hmm. But why most people are watching She-Hulk? Why most people watch She-Hulk? I'm watching She-Hulk for the plot, and the plot is just Daredevil. Exactly. Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
I heard that his cameo wasn't even good.
Here you are, Dane. You're their favorite Latina.
Based.
Aw.
It's by Dane Stan.
It's by
Pigglesworth.
Pigglesworth.
And they corrected it to say Latinx, and then he was like, "How could I forget?"
Yes. Oh, we do have to watch this one.
Okay.
This one we've all seen.
Yes, and I love it. We need to rewatch it.
This one made its rounds around the castle.
Yes.
Based.
The movies where I know I can't be objective, I turn off. So and we don't review because I know I can't give it an objective review. And I think everyone should be looking to do a little bit more of that these days.
I always find myself on the wrong side of
common
our
footage of Wesley being
opposed
wong.
side of things when it comes to movies. Like, I like this, and
What's
then I get online.
What's
and
another example?
The Last Jedi.
You like The Last Jedi?
Love The Last Jedi.
Loved it.
What did you say?
I think it's the second best Star Wars movie.
That's controversial.
Yeah, I just I'm not going to go into The Last Jedi, I promise. But I disagree.
No,
with
go ahead.
the,
Go into The Last Jedi.
I disagree with the attitude towards it because I was upset at first, and then I saw it again, and I was like,
I love
I'm
Brad
gonna
leads
give it
into a
fair shot
slaughter.
again.
Subjective, not objective. Subjective, not objective. We're getting tweets now about. Yep, there's some Last Jedi ones.
Are you ready, kids?
Bring it.
Johnny Derp said there are fewer gaping holes in adult film than in the plot of The Last Jedi. Cinematically impressive and bereft of any cohesion or understanding.
It's like it was just bad. Johnny Depp. Johnny
I love you just saying it was just
Got upset. I thought Finn and Poe were going to be gay lovers. Bow chicka wow wow.
That, I mean, you have like you would have to understand just how hated this movie was.
It was
to
so
understand
bad.
Him holding fast on that
I mean,
position.
I remember. I just.
How is
I
that an
watched it and
opinion?
I thought it was like the most boring, forgettable thing I'd ever
But you have to
seen.
understand.
The most boring, forgettable thing.
You're right.
But you have
Just
to
the
understand.
you divorced loser.
You divorced loser.
Crikey.
And then
So you
people look
think-
at it and go, well, it would have been cooler if they did this. And it's like, I hate that word. It's like, this would have been the cooler thing. They're like, what if
This one's a fighter.
I'm gonna finish the sentence, Johnny Depp. The sentence is Johnny Depp is a savage. He is.
Hell yeah, dude.
Johnny
Yeah.
Depp is savage.
I loved that one.
No.
Wesley loved that one also.
Yeah, I bet.
See, there's nothing wrong with both Nellies, guys. There's nothing wrong with Nelly Furtado or Nelly the Rapper.
Which one's better though? I say Nelly Furtado.
Nelly the Rapper. I grew up with Nelly the Rapper, so.
Nah. Well, I grew up with Nelly Furtado, so that's why.
There we go.
Kim Kardashian says whatever she's doing is not working when it comes to dating. And then it says, don't be a hoe.
Take back Kanye. He wants to be a father to his family. That's what we keep saying.
Nah, dude.
Dane is not on board with this for some
No, dude.
reason. He
Kanye-
hates family.
God works in mysterious ways.
Why are you
dude.
on Skeet's
He's
side?
si- I'm not on Skeet's side. Are you kidding me?
You basically are.
I literally made like a third of my appearances on the show was like shitting on the guy.
Yeah, he's a like we went into a diatribe one day where like somebody we were downstairs and somebody was like, "Well, Pete Davidson's all right," looking at me, and you were like, "What?"
Who said that?
I don't know.
So I can find them and lambast them now.
We promptly kicked him out of the
I don't remember
premises.
who it was.
Who said that Pete Davidson is decent looking?
I don't remember who it was.
Me neither.
He looks like the Pillsbury Doughboy a little bit.
And this is there's an actual image of me looking for stuff to talk about from BuzzFeed because
You just got to put your hazmat suit on first,
I love
take
that
the
one.
right precautions.
it's kind of the same thing with the Daily Beast. They're both kind of awful, but we get more stuff from the Daily Beast.
Yeah. Also, like any rage bait.
Yeah, well, that's the worst stuff. And
Does this seem a little self-aware to you guys? Like
Yes.
the whole queer thing?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I am in huge favor of self-awareness in general.
It's a self-deprecating
Good.
thing,
Kinda
I think.
interesting.
I would
Yeah.
rather they did this and make it and wear your heart on your sleeve with what
That's
you're
just a
going to
clip.
make.
Right.
Then
Don't praxis
It's
up.
just us being awesome. Here's The Rock elaborates on fighting to keep Shazam and Black Adam as separate parts of the movie.
Oh.
I don't understand
Weirdly
what the point of this
relevant.
is. Yeah, it's very relevant to today. It says original script had both Black Adam and Shazam. Does it ever feel to you guys like we've run out of like not stuff to talk about because like we have these things that we like to cover, but when you cover stuff like Black Adam, it comes back up, right? Because it gets its media blitz when they finish the trailers, it gets its media blitz when they finish filming, and you're kind of at the mercy of the news cycle sometimes, right? Because you don't just make topics up out of nowhere. So people feel like you're covering stuff that you always cover, but you always have stuff that's relevant and in the news.
Yeah.
Like we've nixed a bunch of stuff on Kanye recently just because I'm just kind of
Because
over
it's something new every day,
Yeah.
but there's only so much that there is to say about it. Like, we were thinking about covering Balenciaga cutting off their relationship with him today, but then we were like, well, it's just an addition to the rest of that, like, shitstorm, you know?
Hey, there's them telling them to give you a follow on Instagram, but that was when you were
Yeah.
Closer Kitty. You were not Closer Kitty anymore.
No longer. It's Mary archived.
Yes.
But there's the billboard.
Yep.
I think, is there more?
There's like give Brett
Gave you a
follow.
shout out.
I wanted
what
to.
was expected.
It's
And
what was
another-
people. Oh, a lot of people. This is when we were talking about nudity and sex expected of me, and that's the way it went. So she says Amanda Seyfried told Porter Magazine that she purposely let herself
That's
be
3 minutes
uncomfortable on film sets earlier in her career because she felt it was the only way to keep her job. Do you feel like we got like a lot of flack for like pushing back on like sex and nudity?
I don't remember the reception of this topic, but I don't know. Some people feel really strongly that it's like puritanical and censorious to want sex scenes to be more hinted at than shown. and I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah, like, I mean, I felt like we got a lot of pushback on that, and that's I mean,
I don't
get it.
remember if we did. But.
Well, like I take a look at all the ratings to our videos, like what our thumbs up and thumbs down are, and like it's really weird. Like the like our most of our videos get fairly high rating. You know, they don't get a bunch of thumbs down, but like they get into the low 90s when we talk about stuff that's like that, because I think it's against the current wants of the culture. The Bill Murray one got a bunch of thumbs down.
Really?
Yeah, like
why is that?
I don't know.
Wait, the one where we were talking about it being like a coordinated attack, or the one
before that?
Before
that, yeah, like that one. But maybe that'd be kind of interesting to look through and like maybe do a segment where we talk about. I wonder why.
I've been wanting to like react to comments, or like, and we could like select some comments beforehand, so we don't have to like dig through all of the spam as well. But like, I've been wanting to also do that because I don't find a lot of time to look at how the videos do, or like all of the comment sections on them.
Yeah. Would you guys, I wonder if you guys in the chat, would you want to see us talk about like comments? I hate that stuff. I don't want to
I think that hate comments and negative comments are hilarious usually.
I don't like negative or positive
but like,
comments.
I don't know. It might be
like
interesting. Let us know if you guys want to do that.
We can do that.
Or like a Q&A or anything random like that. Maybe for members only content too.
That'd be fun.
It would be cool to do a thing where it's like it's not the regular show format. We just answer questions.
Yeah, just like hanging out with the chat.
Yeah,
whatever.
They're saying
comments are self-care.
It'd be like kind of insulting if they were like, "No, we don't want to see you guys."
Uncomfortable chair says Brett wants good vibes only. No, I do not. Yeah, I kind of do. But I'm not also going to be rude.
They want you to finish the "Is Mary a Prophet" video.
Did I miss something at the end?
Was it like longer?
Did I miss something at the end?
I don't think so.
I have to admit, guys, when I watch stuff like this, I have a very, very hard time watching myself on screen and hearing myself talk. Mary and Dane can tell you, like, sometimes they'll be editing, and if I hear my voice, I turn it off. Like, or I'll be editing the segments,
and
I have to,
at me.
like, if anything comes on that has me in it, like, I can edit myself of me, but anytime I hear somebody else listening to something that I'm in, I run from the room.
He goes, ah!
Yeah, like specifically when Dane has clipped parts of
it's like
pop
doing my
culture.
job.
Yeah,
he's like just trying to do his
I'm like,
job.
hey Dane, could you like not freaking do that here?
And Brett like starts throwing blocks of money at him, like before he runs out of the room crying.
He just makes noises. He's like, ah!
Go away! Stop! I don't want to hear my own
like,
voice.
Getting possessed by a demon. It's really scary, actually.
Literally.
I hate the sound of my own voice. Okay, we'll
any new
this.
ones up, or are we just about done?
We got 2 minutes left of this one.
To have an aggressive PR team is often the move of people who are aware they are going to be publicly unpopular. So like Meghan Markle, I wish I had a source for this, but I had read at one time that her PR team had a contract with, I don't remember if it was People Magazine or like one of these other big celebrity publications, that they would get like $10,000 a month to write a positive article about her. And didn't matter what it was, it had to be like, you know, she wears a great dress, she's helping the poor, she's doing anything, that she would always every month have a positive piece about her.
All right, Hannah Claire, thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me on
Hannah Claire, that body of yours is absurd. I'm going to eat it.
Did not happen. This is fake news.
I mean, it's pretty good footage.
I don't know if I trust you anymore.
Oh my god.
You can't be talking about graphic sexual, like, you can't be talking about things in a graphic sexual fashion. You can't be talking about orgies. It's not acceptable.
No, it would not. Well, here's
that's not okay. But you want to have
it.
You want to have your cake and eat it too.
Damn.
You want to
every time.
The Eyes Wide Shut parties just aren't doing it for
Oh
you
my gosh,
anymore.
they're always
This is my utter disgust.
Just say you guys are wrong. I can't do it.
No, play it.
Hannah Claire.
Graphic sexual, like, you can't be talking about
What
things.
if we got
in a
copyrighted
graphic
by
sexual
ourselves?
fashion.
Like,
that would be awesome.
It's copyright
exception.
exception.
No, well, here's
that's
the
not okay.
But
you want to have it. You want to have your cake and eat it too.
You want to
every time.
The Eyes Wide Shut parties just aren't doing it for you.
Oh my gosh, there are always excuses with this guy.
Just say you guys are wrong. That comes across to me as a threat. That's what I meant by saying like
Back off.
No one proposes to Brett, and he's mad about it.
Oh, it's getting heavy in here.
I'm sorry if I previously threatened you.
He's almost flipped the table, guys. I was terrified. I was shaking. The tension. I'm over it.
It's a rough
We're gonna
life.
keep it.
No,
I love that you
girls
keep
have
switching
something
between
yet.
blonde and
Really?
brunette.
Yeah, lots. Tons.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Tons of them. Yeah, you have no idea. Bad app. I'm not reading that.
I'll read it.
Why?
No. You would. I can't read it. I'm never listening to the sound of my own voice again, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. I can't.
That was
do it.
really taxing for Brett.
I gotta go. I got a migraine now.
Yeah,
from
don't
the
hit
sound
on
of my own
Hannah
voice.
Clay on the show, dude. That's so unprofessional.
It's too much for me, guys.
Fake news.
You know what? Let's check one more time. Let's see if there's anything been sent for if there's a refresh.
I didn't see anything new.
All right.
Let's go to super chats then.
Let's go for it.
Caper2x said, "Is cuter Brett taller than you, Brett?"
That?
What?
Say that again.
Is cuter Brett? I think they mean.
Oh,
Cooper.
Brett Cooper is taller than me.
than
Yeah,
you.
she is. I think she's like. I think they said somewhere that she's 5'9".
She's pretty tall, yeah.
Yeah, that makes her. She's quite a bit taller than me. I'm 5'5", so I'd have to look up. So maybe her carrying me in that meme does make sense.
Just carrying
And
you
I don't
across
like
the
it.
threshold.
I don't like it.
Waffle Sensei said, "Mary, taking the Lord's name in vain means pretending to be a disciple of the Lord when you are not one. It doesn't mean saying, 'Oh my gosh.'" That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, like, actually, like, saying it. I'm not gonna say it right now, but, like, it's both. And depends on... I mean, like, I say, "Oh my gosh." I think it covers both, though. Tacti Plati said, "Refresh Reddit. I got one for Dane."
That was we saw that one.
Oh, yeah. Matt said, "Bogota had mimes mock jaywalkers. Grocers take note."
I also saw a comment here that says, "Brett with the mullet. Yes, I need a haircut."
Yeah, I called you out for having a mullet the other day.
It's not. It's not.
It is a mullet. Don't deny it.
I have the blonde hair, and the second I get my hair cut, it's not getting trimmed, it's getting shaved off. So I'm keeping the blonde hair for as long as possible because I ain't touching nothing up. It's just getting cut. It's just getting cut off.
The blonde hair will be missed.
It will be.
Unless we can get to 20 crisis parties sometime and he'll bleach it again.
If there's 20 crisis parties, I will dye it blonde. I will trim it and dye it blonde. I will re-dye it, but until then, we're getting rid of it. We're just gonna shave it off. That's what it is. All right, Dane, my friend, thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, man.
Let everyone know where they can find you. And by the way, thank you once again for being back and being healthy.
You're welcome.
We miss you.
Says my immune system.
Thank you.
At Dane Fawn on Twitter.
Perfect.
I miss you guys too.
And you'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
Ben
On
Affleck
Monday.
bat time.
Yeah, on Monday.
All right, man. Mary, we got a super chat, and then let everyone know where they can find you.
Yes. Matt said, "Incredible segment. Absolutely spectacular."
I want to point out, like, for me, like, maybe people like that, but for me, I have a very hard... I don't. Do you guys have a hard time watching yourselves?
No.
No? Not at all? No?
I guess this is awkward now because you're the only one who's bothered by it. Maybe Dane and I are just, like, egomaniacs.
No,
I don't know.
I was in theater and I would do embarrassing stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Well, like,
I don't know what it is about me.
I can see I can watch my own skating all the time. That doesn't bother me. If I have to look at stuff of me skating, but it's like, this is different.
Maybe doing meme review will help you get a little bit less self-conscious about your appearances on the show.
Let everyone know they can find you, Mary.
Thanks again, guys, for all of your meme submissions. That was really fun. I think we should do this again for sure. And if you want to see pictures of me on the internet, then you can follow me on Instagram at Mary Archived. And if you want to hear my inane thoughts sometimes, you can follow me on Twitter at Mary Archived as well.
Perfect. Guys, thank you again so much. That was a lot of fun. We will do meme review again.
Yes.
We'll wait, and when the amount gets higher again, when there's more to look at, we will look at it again. For now, if you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at Brett Dasovic. For the show, we are here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. We are also on social media. We're on Twitter at @popculture_show, Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. If you'd like to listen to the podcast, we're on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. We'll be back with another episode on Monday. Also, we will have a review for Black Adam up on Timcast IRL, either late
Not
tonight.
IRL.com.
On IRL, on timcast.com on either late tonight or tomorrow. We'll be back with another episode on Monday. We'll see you then, guys. Later.
Bye.